Greetings once again. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And here once again to communicate with y'all for another Sunday. And just wanted to give my thoughts and my perspective, you know, on this power thing that everyone keeps talking about. I see you down there, hybrid, or should I say, Excalibur 83rd Elite. Oh man, well they be doing y'all in down there. Like, yeah, I got you. Uh, but anyway, yeah, I keep hearing this whole black men have no power. I keep hearing this, and it's supposed to be by, like, supposedly. I mean, not the usual suspects. I'm not here to sit up here and talk about and berate folks and shame people for not having my stance or whatever. And yes, not due to any other personal biases, I'm here to refute that. That whole notion that black men have like absolutely no power. Uh, yeah, just it's some BS, and it's also called human choice. It's not that we don't have power; it's the fact that is this is one of the only times, like in present day, the only times in present day where people start to choose to rebel against you, and that is problematic. And people don't rebel against you because you don't have power. People rebel against you because you do have power. Now I can explain this all day and night, but I mean it can all at the end of the day is just talk. But let me put it to you like this: when you're the driving force, and I'm talking to black men right now, when you're the driving force behind everyone's content, that's massive power. I mean, it's just why focus on something so much to focus on and tear down so much? Why would you have to tear it down in the first place? You know, dudes don't think. Dudes don't think at all. I mean, we let it upset us to the point to where we're not even thinking about what the existing facts are. We yeah, and it's like whatever power we have, it's like everyone seems to be trying to give it away. And I get it. A lot of people say there's power in money, power in power in forward political motion, and we get all that. But you guys mostly say that as an insult. You say that because a Caucasian cop can walk up to a 12-year-old or run up to a 12-year-old and take his life with a bullet and get away with it. Instead of you rallying behind and to support black men and what we have to go through on a day-to-day basis. You think about those two or three guys that made those statements that pissed your little petty ass off, and the next thing you know, you're sitting up here talking about, oh, black men have no power. Black men are defeated. Defeated at what? When did this war or this game happen to where black men started to lose? You know. Now, what What I'm saying is, in a lot of ways, we brothers have to start winning. We ultimately haven't lost or been defeated at anything because we are still here. Yeah. You know, we haven't lost. The only way that they can defeat us is get us in the womb. And I mean, like, it's. Let me tell y'all, brother, something. I mean, like, it's when something when you start to understand and realize that's what they preaching right now because they're so petty because they can't find another way to outwit you. It's okay to be somewhat disheartened. It's okay to be. I wouldn't say. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and say it. It's somewhat okay to be hurt by that. The mere notion that melanated sisters would push that kind of rhetoric, and it seems that we're powerless to do anything about it. I get it. I totally get it. I always say I get it. Yeah, if you don't get everything you're talking about, you need to shut the fuck up. I mean, you can't make them respect us. You can fork over all the cash you want. You have seen so many examples of how that is extremely ineffective. It's called Instagram. Yeah, I mean, money cannot buy respect. That's why I take money out of the equation when it comes to these type of things. It doesn't fucking matter. In fact, giving them more money will probably get you even more disrespected. Guess what happens? Bigger dog comes in, more money. Guess what? You're out of the picture. He had the ability to take care of all my needs. I'm hypergamous. These people are stupid. These motherfuckers don't know how to be people first. But hey, that's the issue. If when you there are going to be issues when there's over several billion people on this planet, 7 maybe, over 7 billion. You're gonna have some loose screws out there. But back to this power thing. I mean, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. This is why y'all feel powerless. Because every time there's a black person that gets in some type of uh, decision making position, they seem to kind of defect to the other side. This is why I say, you know what? Maybe we need our own little, small enclaves that can become a network because if we trust them, and you know who them is, to set the rules for us, then we are giving away our power. And I'm not saying the previous generations did not do what they could to obtain power or, hold on to power. Yeah, I mean, well, and I'm not the type that's gonna get into this whole little conversation about blaming my elders, blaming the previous generation, blaming those who came before me. If I'm right here, right now, breathing, able-bodied, as a black man, and uh, me being the age that I am, I've beaten a lot of stats. So, for you guys out there that are close to my age or, a little bit younger or even a little bit older, is whatever power some of you are referring to, y'all need to stop giving that shit away. Black men, we don't want no power. Like, it makes me fucking sick every time I hear something like that. Oh yeah, and as you guys walk in, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Seeing that there are many there's a lot of word out there that They're messing with the algorithms of particular black channels, and I mean, it's just I'm in a heavyweight fight with Mike Tyson if that's the case. So but one thing that will help me swing in that is, uh, put more power in my punch. Power, there's that word, is to hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know, you got to fight this type of oppression. Cause like yeah, in a place like YouTube, you have a tendency to be a bit powerless. You're really at the mercy of someone on the other side who is a faceless person that can just press a button and all of your stuff is gone if they so seem or deem it fit. And it may not even be holistically your fault. So what is everybody talking about when they talk about this whole black men have no power thing? What kind of are they talking about? This power right here? I mean, we supposed to raise a sword up in the air. It say about the power of motherfucking Grayskull. Like, come on now. I mean, I get the clarity that some of these people try to offer, like as far as financial and political. You always hear financial and political, money and power, and all this other crap. Stop listening to rap songs so goddamn much. It's just nice beats and everything, but it's yeah. There is power in money. I will say there is power in money. Let's be realistic. Money has the ability to make a woman uh, give you something sexually that you couldn't get that you could get normally with words. But a lot of these dudes out here, they want to cut out all the guesswork. You know, that's fact right there. That's not something that I am suggesting because we're not supposed to be promoting such behavior. So, just telling you a few things. Money has the ability to, you know, take someone's life. People see power in that. You know, money gives you the ability to acquire uh, many material possessions that only certain people dream about, like a TV. Money does a lot of things. Money can and even like the appearance of having money. The appearance of having money can get you respect and maybe a little power, and that kind of thing can get you respect in YouTube streets. Yeah, if you have the appearance and you speak the language of money, that is a very powerful thing. You know, you get bigger donations. I mean, it is what it is. You know, when 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 people see that you have money, money seems to come to you, and it's all good. You should, if you are one of those people, then consider yourselves to be part of a powerful class of people, and that is no diss, that is no slight. That's recognition. So, good job. But, those are the people that could make this argument possibly a little better than me. I mean, I'm sort of an asshole, so it's like my conversation is going to go in a different direction. It's just that I see one straight path. I had an elder tell me that, you know, I only see one straight path. There's only one conclusion for me, and I turned around and told him it, to me it's just that it's the conclusion that makes sense. It's a conclusion that makes sense. I believe that it is a very powerful thing that to not always join the group. I mean, don't. I'm not saying just be difficult just to be difficult. What I'm saying is, if okay, if you are like one of 12 people and 11 people want to do the wrong thing, and you want to be the one person that does the right thing, it's okay to do the right thing. No doubt. You don't have to cave into pressure. That's what a lot of people be talking about. We as a people, we cave into pressure just to keep things cool with people. That's called groupthink. Groupthink is a nullification of power. If you want to talk about a powerless person, talk about the kind of person that groupthink applies to. The fact that you don't want to go against the rest of everyone else in order for the common sense thing to ensue. For instance, you're in a room full of vaccinated Democrats. And all of them know you're unvaccinated. All of them. Now, in a scenario such as that, they might try to start egging you and pressuring you and saying that, hey, you know what? When your options become limited in this society, it's your fault, and I have no sympathy for you. Yeah, you actually have people out here that is like that. I have no sympathy for the unvaccinated. And then, last November, these people were preaching, "Oh, love is back in the nation. Let's heal. Let's get it back together." Now that's what you call powerlessness right there. Those are people who gave their power away, the power of them to think for themselves. And I mean, it's just like that. They were thinking, and that they were doing the sensible thing. And I do understand, the power of fear. I do understand that, but don't be mad at the one person that's sitting up there just staring at y'all, healthy as a horse, because they didn't take a shot that you did. And I'm not speaking out against vaccinated people because that's not what I'm about. Uh, I'm gonna let I'm gonna let the vaccinated people speak out against the unvaccinated, just so they can show everyone who they really are. There's power in that, to not participate in ignorance, and that's a lot of what I'm going to say. And I'm not saying that all vaccinated people are bad, because I know a lot of people, we have a tendency to have this little knee jerk reaction every time someone says something, and we need to calm the fuck down. Hear a brother out. You know, I'm not shaming vaccinated people. I'm not, and then, when I say vaccinated Democrats, I'm also not saying that I am a Trump supporter. Because the first thing people love to bring up is Trump, Trump. That's another form of powerlessness. Trying to convince everyone that this is your perspective. You say some a little bad about their little voting choices, then you must be a Trump supporter. The object of y'all racism. There was so much more racism to choose from. I'm just saying, it was so much more racism to choose from. Say, for instance, Biden's racism. Sometimes I ask people questions that they can't or won't answer, which, sometimes I would consider to be a bit petty because I already know what their answers are going to be. This that this is some hellified shit. I ask some questions like, okay, who wrote more? Who wrote the worst policies for the black community? I'm not talking about writing policies that favored corporations because that always happened. Always. Always happened. Because we allow it to happen. And I mean, like, that's one way that black people gave away our power. We gave it up to the Democrats. I mean, we didn't give it to the Republicans. But all I'm saying at the end of the day is we should have kept it. As a people, we should have kept that shit. We didn't have to be Democrat or Republican. We could have done everything in our power, yes, our own personal power, to hold on to what we had, but we gave it to other people willingly after we were beaten and oppressed to obtain some form of dignity. Is crazy shit. It's crazy fucking shit. And for those of you out there watching, and I mean, like, you're like, I don't bend or budge. I don't, you know, I'm not a step and fetch. So although I will call out things wrong with the opposite sex, I'm not here for a gender war. I'm not. It's not who I am. I'm not here for the I'm not here for the epic struggle of words and wits between black men and black women. And the reason why I would say that I'm not so much in that struggle is because we can't handle the conversation. We can't handle that conversation. Not that one. How do we fix things? Because it becomes a black man, you accountable. You accountable for another nigga impregnating me. And then the dude say, well, stop acting like a abrasive hair hat. you know, it's I get it. I get it. I don't believe I'm in a war because it's just like this. Fact is fact. But you have to acknowledge certain things when it comes to this power dynamic. A lot of these dudes give their power to these females. Yes, you do. I'm not saying that ultimately that right there affects your life, in a negative way. Maybe it is positive. Maybe she's making more money than you. Maybe you're some homosexual sitting in a cush luxurious apartment with this career woman. And you pretty much keep everything clean, keep the clothes folded, have dinner ready for her, rub her feet when she gets off work, you know, wash her hair in the bathtub, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Paying the price to have a roof over your head, shit like that. Paying the price. So I get it. I get why a guy like that would be so adamant as to remove power from black men because the power has been removed from that guy. Yeah. I'm not talking about anyone in particular. If you want to fit someone with that, fit someone, and you want to place them in that archetype, you very well can because I obviously am powerless to stop you. Yeah, somebody somewhere to my kid, you ain't got no power. Is this what y'all mean? You see this on the screen? This what y'all mean by power? You got to power up, but y'all want black men to turn Super Saiyan? You just you have no power, black man. You haven't trained hard for years and years and years. You haven't fought Frieza. Like, just nigga, please, Negro, please. I'll keep that up here for a while. I'm just look. Fact is fact. Common sense is common sense. Black man, you do have power. Just, I mean, if anything, you have the power to shape your own destiny. I mean, even if you are a believer, even if you are a believer, and you believe there's power in prayer, that still at the end of the day is a form of self empowerment. To believe that you have some very powerful unseen force behind you, going from your day to day life. A spiritual base. There's nothing wrong with that. A spiritual base can be self empowering, giving you the strength and the power to carry yourself as a strong human being from day to day mentally, because you have to be mentally strong to get through this shit. you know through the storm. Oh man. uh I mean, do for those black men watching right now, do you consider yourself to be a powerful individual? You should. If you if if you have the ability to change the mood with you in the room with your presence, and believe me, as a black man of any almost any age, you have the power to do that, to walk in a room and change the mood. Either it's for the worse or for the better. Test this theory out. Why don't y'all go to one of those broadcasts that disparages black men and start speaking up for black men, and see how long it takes for them to block you from the chat? If you are a defeated, conquered man, they wouldn't mind having you around because it wouldn't matter. Because you're a defeated clown. Think about that. I've gone in chats where dudes have blocked me immediately. Oh my God, there he is. If you don't believe there's power in that, hey, there's a lot of power in that. The power of intimidation. And I'm not saying physical intimidation. I'm not saying you should go around and start intimidating people. Just the intimidation of your presence. Let me tell you something. I've been through a job interview where a white man who was chubby as fuck asked me, since I'm going to be dealing with people, can I make myself look a little smaller? I was like, for real, motherfucker? Huh? I mean, I got the job, but I mean, like, what the hell does that mean? I'm not chubby. I mean, shit. It's not. I wasn't chubby like him. I mean, it could. It'll took three or four of me to make up one of him. I'm just saying. Just saying. Like by the roundness factor. Like this dude easily can be a Santa Claus. Like put on a fucking beard and let kids sit on your lap and shit like Joe Biden. And like shit that's just what it is. But he's asking me to make myself look smaller because people might be taken aback. So okay, I'm saying like that's always been like kind of a power I use, kind of like low key since everyone is so afraid. Let me just I don't know, especially white men, because like this is what is extremely absurd to me that some people say like we're supposed to be scared of white men. I mean, shit. Like, why would a cop? Why would his first instinct be to pull out a gun when dealing with you? You think that's a powerful thing, or you think that's a cowardly thing? Them motherfuckers are afraid when they pull them guns out. They're not like, oh shit, here I am, powerful. See, that's how them niggas in the hood be acting. They be acting like a gun gives them power. It's kind of a projection. Like when them cops pull out them guns to shoot them folks, even like little Tamir Rice, them cops was terrified of those guys. A bully is always terrified first. Trust me and believe it. I mean, they use the leverage of the court system. They don't do things fairly. A person that doesn't play fair, is that power or is that cowardice? Now let's go ahead and just be realistic about this. If a cop is able to shoot a little boy and get away with it, there's some power in that. It's very bad. It's a very negative power. Power to not be able to do something about it. See, people do this unrealistic shit. Why don't black men go in and you know why don't black men go in and just take over everything? Number one, you gotta get number one, you gotta get past people who have the right to defend themselves. That's number one. Number two, you have to get past law enforcement. And they are equipping them with such technology to the point where if you do take a small stand, you will be eliminated quickly. Then, if you so happen to be lucky to get past that, then you got the military, the big government. If you become that big a threat, then they send them in to wipe you out for sure. If that doesn't work, you got motherfucking superhuman powers. You're invulnerable, you have super strength, you can fly, you can shoot lasers out of your fucking eyes. You got icy breath, and you can get all the hoes. Because in order for any of you to get past all of that and not be in absolutely the most fucking trouble any human being can be in, is that you have to be superhuman. And that's stupid shit to set that kind of expectation for any group of men. How come the agents can come in and set up in your neighborhood in open stores? I'm like, shit, that wasn't our decision. It ain't like they walked up to a neighborhood of black people and said, we're gonna open up a store in your neighborhood and you better give us your money. And then we was like, okay. We didn't make that decision. But only if we had the power to make that decision. So I'm open to ideas. I understand that there are minds who are more well-oiled machines, you know, that are better thinkers. But I just y'all don't show y'all faces too much. Like I don't know what's wrong with you niggas. These dudes, man. Like and like I said, believe me, far be it from me to diss any other content creator. But it was this guy last night. I don't know. He had this broadcast like some about the unbelievable stupidity of the American Negro. I was like, all right, American Negro, you tell it. I ain't even watched that shit. Sometimes sometimes people stick around for context just so we can see what the fuck that guy is talking about. So a lot of these titles are clickbait. But I don't know. I don't appreciate no other black man in America saying shit like that, nigga. You in the group. You stupid motherfucker. Sure, I like dudes like that. I mean, I don't embrace people like that. A lot of y'all guys do. Out of jealousy for a whole nother man. Y'all get on the one accord and be sad ass dudes. Shit, y'all get mod wrenches and time motherfuckers out. Not in this chat. Hey, Excalibur, I got you. I got you. I just had to see some of your comments. Never can tell. Some of these motherfuckers be coming in here and try to do some shicey shit. Uh, I didn't doubt who you were. It's just that I had to be sure. Okay, boom, there you go. Man, don't be no black man talking about black men ain't got no damn power. Shut up. Because most niggas like that, they sit up there and they start do all this bragging and self playing and shit. All this self promotion. Once they start, the rest of black men ain't got no power. However, I am a cool nigga. You know what? You know one thing that I find about guys like that? They avoid motherfuckers that are not intimidated by them. Motherfuckers like myself. They avoid people like me, and it's their absolute is in their absolute best interest to do that. And that's me bragging. Man, like seriously, man, I do not like stupid ass Negroes, man. I don't. This whole, oh, the American Negro is so stupid. The black man in America is so stupid. These niggas are so stupid. But me is cool. Yeah. That's a depowered ass Negro right there. One that has to shout to the top of the fucking roofs how great he is at the supposed expense of other men in his group. And I've repeatedly said that's Highlander complex. But it's also annoying as fuck. You black men are stupid. You don't want power. You ain't right, me. Shoot. Excalibur 8030 Elite Hybrid disrespect. Just because you disrespect me, just because of my archetype, does not mean that I am powerless. Does not mean any of that shit. Does not mean that I have the ability to turn Super Saiyan. But I mean, still though, you ain't gonna disrespect me and come out of it unscathed, period. And I don't blame any person for having that attitude. I don't blame you at all. Anybody who is human that is breathing oxygen just like me has the absolute right to not want to be disrespected. And a lot of people have this philosophy that somehow, if you disrespect me, that makes me powerless and defeated. Now, I'm not speaking like somebody did disrespect me. I'm just speaking in general terms. This is a mentality that people have a tendency to deal with when it comes to narratives such as these. The narrative of black man powerlessness. Using a news story that is amongst millions of people, an isolated incident, excuse me, to establish powerlessness amongst black men. I remember this story where this cop was really being rough with this man's daughter in front of him. And you know, the black man, he looked like an older black man. He was, looked like that he was one of those guys that looked like he walked with a limp and had a bad back. And let me tell y'all where that comes from. That doesn't come from weakness. This comes from men who have worked hard for their families and have given their blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that you got food on the table and bills are paid. Those are men that have done that. And for him to see cops handle his daughter in such a way had to be heartbreaking. That generation of men were they were the ones that had to witness all of that violent shit. This how old this man was. Like he had a daughter at a very old age. That's from the way it looked. Or was it his granddaughter? I should have researched this story, but I didn't think about it till now. I should have researched it and a little bit more before I came to the broadcast. But that man felt powerless to do anything. Now, does that speak to black men as a collective? Or does that speak to that one individual man? What would you have done? I would have interjected. I would have definitely interjected. I mean, what are the cops going to do? Shoot me in front of everybody for looking out for my kid? Because they'd have definitely been wrong. That's my child. That's somebody I had to protect. That's somebody I got to protect no matter what. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in a room wrapped up in a fucking blanket letting myself deteriorate because I'm always sitting up here thinking about what I could have done. Yeah, I do have the power to do that, to defend me and mine. That guy didn't do it. I'm sure he's sitting up here thinking about that right now. That I'm glad that here's one of the things he's thinking about. I'm glad I'm still alive And I'm glad my daughter's still alive. But it was a bad look. Don't let the world bully you. I know, I know, I know that a lot. That's a lot easier said than done. I know it is. But at the end of the day, you have to believe that this is your life. And when you bring someone else into the picture, when you're directly responsible for that, that is your life as well. That's where you draw power from. The people that you care about or you love, especially a daughter. I mean, I know that guys in this space that criticize, dads with daughters, and say, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I believe that they are talking about something totally different from my situation. You know, I don't think that daughters are more important than sons. I don't. In fact, whenever I come across a black man with a son, especially the ones in my family, I do have a tendency to discuss with them ad nauseum the importance of empowering their sons to be sensible individuals because, you know, the men I talk to, they at least they understand, what kind of situation that we are in as far as this country goes and as far as the sons go, especially, you know, for all of the victimhood and the victimizations that are expressed with our female counterparts. Uh, for a lot of that, they have it pretty good. I have a tendency to make statements like, I'm glad I don't have a son. And I say that not because I'm ashamed of black men. I say that because it must be hella pressures, societal pressures, for you to be a young black boy in today's culture. Especially when you got people like Gabrielle Union running around here. So, this is one thing that we have to keep in mind for the younger crowd that they're actually out there right now trying to take away their chances to be men. They're uplifting examples that don't do well to motivate our young people. And that's something that we have to be in charge of. Because, really, honestly, there is power in being a black man. There is. I have this news story. As soon as I find the clip again, I'm going to probably release it in the next couple of days about this. There was a school, these kids were fighting very terribly. They were fighting every day. Kids were getting arrested. And what happened was the dads of the school, the black dads of the school, decided to form this group, this organization called Dads on Duty. Basically, it'll be a group of dads that monitor the school their children went to, and it's that they go to. Excuse me, and it's catching fire. And since those dads decided to get together and do that, there have been no fights at the school. And actually, the morale of the school itself has been raised tremendously. And all it took was a group of dads that were black men to straighten that situation out. Now, seriously, if you don't believe there's power in that, you're just trying to be ignorant at this point. All these problems that we have in these schools, in these neighborhoods, especially with schools, and it took a group of black dads to show the nation that this problem can be solved very easily. And that kind of thing should be an example to each and every one of us. Which is awesome. So how can you say that that black men don't have power to suggest that? Well, I mean, like for people who sit up there and ignore that example, though, they just don't. They just don't like the ideal and the concept of actually being a man, being a black man. I'm about to drop the link. Oh, long live the habitual line steppers. Donnie, what's going on? Check Donnie out on YAS4W. Yeah. Let's talk this power thing. This thing about black men in power. Now I'm not coming up here like as a some kind of manimist or male menace or saying that hey guys, you need to empower yourselves. You know, you are strong, you are independent. I mean, shit. Why do you need to empower yourself with something you already have? Yeah. So this would make for sort of an interesting conversation. Let me switch up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, the title of this broadcast is Let's Talk This Power Thing. You know, why exactly would you believe yourself that black men have no power? Greetings, Rogish.
Peace to the weekend warrior. Long live the habitual line stoppers. What's good, fam?
Long live.
Long
Long
live.
live. And Donnie says that as well. So,
Already. You ain't yeah.
you ain't shit for what? Shit. So, thoughts, man? Thoughts on whole the whole dynamic that uh this power thing, this black men have no power or
Do me a favor. Bring up my moniker that I got for my image on there. I want people to see that.
okay.
I
All
think
right.
this is quite fitting for what we're talking about. Y'all take a look at that.
Yeah.
Mjadaka was right.
He was right.
That right there, folks, you see is Eric Killmonger.
Yes.
Now, much how Dave Chappelle sparked the inquiry frenzy about, the LGBTQ communities able to get their plight done through whatever they said that they feel they want to do or whatever. You're like, all right, why can't black people work in their feelings like that and get their plight done? Well, in Jadaka, about 4 years ago, I think that's what it was, started a inquiry battle as far as, hey, was Killmonger right? Was he wrong? What was he doing? And I remember, in the Ibmore crowd, this was particularly interesting because a lot of people was going against it. It was like, nah, he was a typical thug. He was a pookie. they called kill they called him a pookie and shit, right? But in the element or in the context of power, was he correct? People act as if like, what was he going to war with? Why do y'all think Wakanda put a motherfucking dome around their ass in the first place? But he would have been wrong for wanting for taking the resources and having the mentality and the motivation of playing the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't. The thing is, no support. They say that black men ain't got no power. When they talk about power, that's the type of power that they're speaking of. But won't give a black man support who's trying to create such type of power. And I'm not
Yeah,
talking about something disruptive to where you're starting wars or something. But I mean, let's what are the first 10 steps before you get to the war? Can we? Nobody's trying to put motherfuckers out there to fight right off the bat. It's like, all right, let's be able to take a look and assessment of the situation, all the factors involved in their entirety before we even start judging if there not if there does need to be some conflict of any of the such. But I mean, again, black man is again the Dave Chappelle show. A black man speaking on anybody's reality except his own, it's not going to be received.
yeah,
Well
yeah,
received.
yeah, yeah. One very very small example of that is how you can say the N word as many times as you want, but you can't say the F word once.
Oh boy, you know what I mean? But this thing, nobody like to talk about it. That's what Patrice O'Neill used to ask him back in the day. It's like, look, what are y'all trying to get me to understand? And why can't I have questions about it? What you want me to understand? It's like you trying to feed me this shit, but I can't ask what's in the ingredients. I can't question what's on the plate. I just have to accept it simply because you have some feelings attached to it. All right, well, let everybody feelings attached to something. This whole thing with the power thing. What do people want black men to have power to do? Is it do they want black men to have power to compete? Because I mean, we already understand how everybody feel with black men being in power, with black men being in positions of competitions. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
the way they
social status.
explain it, the way they explain it is like we already have that kind of power, the power to compete. We have this little no excuses narrative.
Okay.
We don't according to those very same people, that should not be a problem at all.
I mean, yeah, but we're not individuals. That's the thing. We put the context in from group framework and then place that upon individuals and saying, okay, you and your individual self are supposed to have all that you need to battle this group framework.
Oh, inherently, automatically, or 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 we choose not to respect you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Choose. We make the choice not to respect you. And I did say earlier, you don't have to take anyone's disrespect. Period. That's a choice. You could be a homeless man on the street. Somebody disrespect you, you kick them in their nuts. It's justified. Period. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's what I live by. If I disrespect someone, I expect a reaction.
But see, my question is, what type of power is the power that commands respect? Then, since they say, all right, once you get the right amount of power, then the respect will be commanded. Just kind of how women would say about submission. Oh, I find the right man. I
Get the
submit
fuck out of here.
to. You're like, bitch, you're supposed to have that ready right off the bat. It has nothing to do with with a man.
You're nurtured into that. You're nurtured into
Yeah.
that. Like you can't decide to be a leader when people get in line. That's it's the same level of stupidity. It's like
Wait. Ever say that shit again, cuz
I said, that it's just like
you can't be a leader.
leader. I will only be a leader if everybody, gets in line. It's the same level of stupidity.
Yeah. Hey, yo, hold
Like
up, man. I'm burning some neck bones over here. Hold up.
some neck bones. I was like, that ain't the name of a new kind of kush, is it? Let me get some of them neck bones, dog. What? Huh? Yeah, but hey, shoot. But like I said, like I said, we got to get past the whole thing about human choice, and a lot of this stuff we got to take it out of the whole realm of the what the females believe and think, because they have this like they have this belief like they're supposed to knock you down if they don't get what they want, and they you don't think in the ways that they think. Like, a guy. I will give you an example of a guy depowering himself. Is There's a guy that believes that if he is in disagreement with a female, that he has to fear being called gay. So he says various things, to try to reaffirm his heterosexuality to said disagreeable female. Now, that's the way that a lot of these dudes around here depower themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is when it comes to that, it's kind of like white folks calling you the N word, pilgrims calling you the N word. It's like, all right, look, I understand that you think that it holds the same power they used to hold back in the day. It really don't, because I understand too much of the history behind it. So it's like, if that's all that you got, you really ain't got nothing. If you got to try to go for your, what I'm saying, little joker right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you spinning this card way, what I'm saying, way too quickly. You don't have no wits with anything. So, and that's what it is. You put them in the corner in the battle of wits, and they can't hold up. But the thing is, what a lot of brothers tend to do is be a little bit too polite about the shit. You're supposed to destroy their fucking reality, not in no aspect of defending. You know what I'm saying? Being heterosexual or anything like that. Just the fact that whatever her perspective is on the reality, on the issue, is completely like insane, right? But the thing is, I think cats try to do the tit for tat with these women as opposed to putting them in their place. And that's the thing, is a lot of cats don't like that talk like that. Oh, put them, yeah, put them in a motherfucking place. She has a place. She's supposed to she's supposed to
Yes,
know her
yes. Put her
place.
ass in a fucking place.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah,
Like, you ain't got to put yourself at her level.
yeah.
If she do it, I'm gonna do it too.
Nah,
You don't. No, I mean that's the whole thing. That
you, you
that's the complaint, that
you
they're doing it.
you deconstruct her bullshit so that she has nothing to stand on. And I mean, if she's willing to sit there to spar like that, all right, then you willing to take these hooks along with these playful jabs that I've been doing.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of these broads do that just to do that, just to control just to try to take the conversation in places where she can handle, instead of you keeping it in a place where she can't handle, and and she is challenged.
Right.
And
But
that
but the,
right
but
there
but
is
that's
some
the thing.
bull.
Notice what they do. The very first thing they try to do is challenge your manhood. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like it's like, wait a minute, you're not really challenging manhood because you don't value black manhood to begin with.
oh yeah,
And only in the, again, like dealing with pilgrims, in the same sense of on some servitude shit, or CompuServe, if you will, as BGS would say. Shout out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not. If I feel it's the right thing, I'm not gonna let a woman compromise it with harsh words.
Right.
Yeah, if you allow a woman to do that, then you don't deserve your manhood. Period. I mean, like people may feel different. Man, I can retain my motherfucking manhood if I want to. I just don't want her calling me gay. I mean, she got all the power then. She got
It,
all the power then.
I mean, the thing is, and just because she said, what weight does her word hold? It don't, lies don't hold no motherfucking weight. So it's like, what I'm saying, to respond in an aspect of defense, it's like, all right, you at the level of a fool. So it's like, nah, I'm if you're a fool, the only thing we're gonna do is overwhelm you, you know what I'm saying, with facts and the truth and shit. Eventually you're gonna withdraw from whatever it is that we're speaking of, the space, the engagement, whatever. But yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of cats they don't take the route. Okay, so take KS for example, right? When these women go at KS and all he's doing is asking them. I mean, everybody, okay, nah, dude ain't gay or nothing like that. He might be soft, but that don't make him gay. You know what I'm talking about? And in this delivery, as far as engaging them, yeah, you want to be a little bit softer than most. But the thing is, in that soft approach, due to the fact that he's effective at placing that mirror before them, that's the only thing they got to go off of. And it's like, nah,
Well,
you
they Google some pics.
or they Google some pics, which in turn he will say that, all right, as far as having adequate amount of natural
But you
male
know what though?
rigidity around him in his formative years, it wasn't there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I was just about to say that. He said he grew up with a single mother, didn't he? So
yeah,
his mannerisms was gonna kind of be like that,
yeah, and ain't he from Oklahoma City or something like that?
Man,
So
yeah.
in Oklahoma, it's a known fact that they particularly try to raise their young boys in the gentleman aspect of it. But that's that weak shit. That's that, no, that bullshit. You know, that's, that's that naive shit that they
Them
try to make a
new.
motherfucker into. All that sucker shit. What it do, right?
Yeah, what up, Roger? Long live the habitual line steppers.
I don't live.
This kind of motherfucker that'll jump on the broadcast, be on the phone. This nigga right here.
What's up? Long live, my brothers. Long live.
Straight.
But see, that's the problem. Y'all over here talking about these women, and y'all need to be trying to assert yourselves and get some power. That's what y'all need to be doing instead of talking about these women. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? You know,
So what you're saying is you have a problem with what Excalibur 83rd Elite, Mr. Hybrid Impact 83 is down there saying.
Mm.
Black women went from being feminine trying to be the hardest nigga on the block.
now why shouldn't she be the hardest nigga on the block? What? This is an equal society. Why don't she have the right to be the hardest nigga on the block?
Hey, that's equitable, right?
Hey
You know,
man, for real though, man. Hey, look, but once somebody tests that, they go from being the hardest nigga on the block to this right here that you see
I
on the screen.
Dude, I used to have a line that I said. What I said, white men and black dykes got the most in common.
Oh
Back
shit.
in the, 'cause
I need some clarity on this.
right? I want to know what that means.
because when they okay from hip hop standards, it's like, all right, who they're trying to act like, you know what I'm talking about? Is it, it was the first time you saw the chicks trying to stress some type of rigidity or power or something like that, and it's like, all right, well, y'all just really trying to be us, and you trying to be us in the same route like how the white dudes did when they first started, you know what I'm saying, getting into shit. Everybody when Eminem had a motherfucking do rag on his head, he had a whole clan of niggas around him. Nobody told him, hey, cuz, that shit ain't right. But they wanted him, he wanted to be a part of the culture to such a degree. He wanted to flex, to flex what he thought was some real power. So it's funny how we ain't got no motherfucking power, but everybody else can put on some type of shell characteristic of, you know what I'm saying, of us and feel completely empowered just from
Right?
wearing the black man's shirt and shit, nigga.
Say being a fake us, they feel powerful.
Yeah.
Ain't
Being a
that about
fake.
that? If
Boy,
you a fake us, you more powerful.
Yeah.
But the sad I mean, when it comes to this whole power thing, I don't pay no attention. I honestly don't pay no attention to that because I know number one, women don't want no black men in power in the first place. Why, you know what I'm saying? Which is I know people ain't put two and two together in a lot of scenarios, but that's why there's a growing number of single black men with no children because those black men are getting whatever level of power that they're going after. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you got to be all powerful, but you just become a guy, get a job, just become stable. That's a problem for most black women because they don't want you in power in the first place. They talk
Right.
that power stuff. My thing is like, as soon as the guy show up with some power, now you got a problem with him though.
Yep.
So I don't even listen to that power talk. You know what I'm saying? I know that's
He think
nonsense at the end of
he
the day.
think just 'cause he make a good salary that he is entitled to some respect. Don't
Hmm.
oppress me.
Don't like that bullshit.
Well,
Hmm.
the thing is that women want you to beg to spend money on them. So they're like they dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I always say stupidity is a choice. You want a man to go all out his way to earn whatever you want him to earn, so he can have a possibility of spending his money on you. Cause that's what they want. Cause don't show up talking about I done made it to this level and I'll allow you to kick with me and we can go Dutch. Don't say that to him. So so you want me to go out of my way to earn whatever it is you want me to earn so I can get a chance to spend my money on you? And I might get not get no pussy out the deal either. Because if you go on a date, it's just we just doing this so I can enjoy her company. I ain't met no woman that's that
Oh my
that much
God.
fun. I ain't met her yet. It is what it is.
That's
Not
that.
no strange woman. I kick with somebody I know, but I'm not meeting women on the street. So, I mean, you know what? You look like so much fun. I just want to spend my money on you because I don't even. I just get this vibe that you just so much fun. I want to spend money on you, and I want to impress you while I'm spending it too. That's
Shit,
what I want to do.
man, what's your name? Ronald Isley.
I guess it takes something like that, brother. That's what they want. They want them songs to be true. Like they ain't figured out this is just they writing these songs so you have something to listen to. That's all it is. It's just BS.
I told you that's that Nehru shit. If you think about it, every motherfucker that went in there, ooh, it was some sucker shit that was behind it.
Oh shit.
Well, my thing is like I believe they wrote a song to make money. It was fantasy land. I don't know when people got dumb enough where they start taking fantasy as reality. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the media puts out a lot of fantasy out there. Yeah, that's why they have a fiction section versus non-fiction section, and I see they need to get that again. So R&B, that's fiction. Okay, it's very little R&B songs that are real. It's based on somebody's real life
That was a great
situation.
point.
I'll
It's
pay
fiction.
your rent.
You know what I mean? I watch
Yeah,
your
Sure.
feet.
yeah. It
Soon
all
as I get
Anything.
home from work, nigga, sit your ass down first,
yeah.
cuz the fuck you gonna do all this shit for
It,
this?
it,
What they been doing?
Girl, I want
it,
to take you to a dinner with that cause they ate lobster and steak and the finest of wines and
man,
Soon
you
as
know
I
what,
get home
baby?
from work. The
You are
fuck that
so
bitch doing
fine.
all day? He knows she at the house. What the fuck is she? What the fuck she doing?
come on, you
Yeah.
can sit a cup on it. That's why you got to take me out and spend all this goddamn your life savings.
You know what, Shawty? You look so good. Not only do I want to take you out, we're gonna have to do it like this. You know what? Let me get paid one more time. And what I want to do is spend a whole check on you. That's what I
Ain't
want to
that a
do,
bitch?
baby. I
And you
want
know
to no, I want to spend the whole thing,
the
baby. You
whole
don't
thing, man.
understand the whole thing. You know what I'm
You know what?
saying?
You know
Cause
what she gonna say after that? Oh my God, you seem like you so powerful.
yeah,
You got so
man.
much power. Like
That's what it's all about. Shout out to you, Gilgami. Shout out to you,
Gil
brother.
got me, yeah.
Yeah, or I should
Oh,
say Gilgamy. I believe it's Gilgamy. Shout out to you,
Gilgamy.
brother.
Okay.
But yeah, I want to spend the whole check on you, baby, because first of all, I want to get you the dress that you're gonna wear, and I'm gonna get you the shoes to match, and I'm gonna get you the matching purse. And matter of fact, I know you might got some kids at home, but even if you don't have some kids at home, you know what? Here go $300 to pay the babysitter with too while we go out and kick it. Okay, that's what I want to do for you. Now, if you ain't charge your babysitter that much, you just keep the change for yourself. Now, now, now we also need to make sure that you know what I'm saying that you pick the restaurant, baby. You call them up, you make reservations in your name for whatever you want it to be, and we and
Ah,
we gonna get right
damn.
there at your time. You tell me what time to pick you up, baby. You tell me what time, and we gonna make sure that when we go, Now we can go early, we can go late, but we gonna spend this whole check before the night is over. That's what we gonna do, baby. That's the
The
goal.
whole check.
The whole check. Okay, don't worry about
Super
my
sucker.
bills. Don't worry about my rent, my mortgage, my car note, my nothing. I don't got no relatives. I ain't got no mama that need nothing. I don't have nobody. All I want to do is spend this check on you. Okay, that's what I want to do, baby. Now, see, I know that sound good. I know it sound good. Now, is it BS? Oh, absolutely. And if I was writing a song, would I put that in the song? Sure, I would. Why? Because it's a song. That's all it is. That's all it is. Just a song. Who cares? This ain't real. It's just fake. You know what I'm saying? So, salute to all them brothers that was smart enough to say a bunch of BS in order to sell some songs. You know what I'm saying? Babyface was that nigga at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Man,
he made the most suckerish songs out there, but we can't say he wasn't a great songwriter. He
keep on
told them
whipping
what
on me.
I'm saying, brother. He
Whip
told you
it
what you
on me.
wanted to hear. He definitely told it to
You're a
you.
straight up sucker.
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah,
about being P-whipped last night.
yeah, you know. So,
Oh shit. You
and,
know
and,
what?
and you
You
know
know
what? He got
that's
a lot of power with all that sucker stuff. Got a lot of power from it too, because his
you know,
bank account definitely went up.
oh, definitely. But see, take that as consideration when you talk about that type of power. Okay. Question: if it wasn't money, what else would it be that that would be considered as power? Because you heard what the song "Money, Power, Respect," right? So I guess to get to the power, you first got to have the money, right? Now,
Mm.
if the money isn't what that makes the person, then what is the actual affairs of the heart and spirit then? If it's only just about the motherfucking dough.
Hey, let me throw out a fun fact
And
about this
and oh,
song.
hold up, and let me add this caveat to it. It can only be about the dough, but still not motherfucking trick hole dynamics.
Uh-oh.
So how is any of
Caveat!
that possible?
Hey, but I was just gonna throw in like a fun fact about the song "Money, Power, Respect" by the Lox featuring Little Kim.
Yeah.
Well, Lil Kim. It also featured the first appearance of DMX.
Oh word.
Yes, right before "Get at Me, Dog" came out.
Damn, sure did.
Yeah, man. So
Was that was
R.I.P.
that Funk Flex Volume 3 that dropped or 2?
Man, that was a
I think,
Lox. What? That
I
was a
think
Lox album, wasn't
Yeah, that was a lot of album.
it?
I think that's the first time I heard X though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but oh, okay, well, yeah, I mean, X probably put out some underground stuff before he got to "Get at Me, Dog," and "Money, Power, Respect." But
Yeah,
yeah, that's what you need in life, obviously. Money,
yeah.
power, respect. I mean, but it goes back to what I say that like some of us are just like, and I mean, I hate to really just come down on my people like that, but some of us are too stupid not to be indoctrinated by TV
Facts.
Hold on,
and
bro.
songs and
Hold on, bro. I work this overtime so I can get her this stuff. That's what I do. Okay,
you
I
know what
work
you're gonna end up doing.
overtime.
You know what you're gonna end up doing. You're gonna end up saying shit like, "I'm gonna kill him when he get out of work tonight."
Soon as I get home from work.
My baby don't have to do nothing. All
Oh
she has to
shit!
do is
Hey, we
sit
got
there and
Donnie
be
up here though.
pretty.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all living?
Hey, what's going on,
Hold
man?
on,
Hey,
Joe.
yeah.
I'm trying to get a bag so I can spit on the bra. That's what's going on. How you doing, bro?
Sound like he trying to
Listen,
save one.
if, if you like, I can point you in the direction for a small fee.
Like here you go.
Oh man, but we talking about we talking about this power thing. We talking about how everybody always talking about black men don't have any power, you know. So, just what are your thoughts? What goes to your head when people say stuff like black men have no power?
She has a couple kids by a couple different niggas.
That's him. Straight to it, huh?
Well,
I mean,
those
that's
other women say that though. He got a point.
the
Not
only
the
chicks you
others
ever
though.
hear say that is the chicks who spoke black and mild, who sit out on the porch smoking weed, holding the baby, covering the baby's face like that did something to it. Them the chicks who talk about
Mm.
I
Woo!
see that shit.
how black men ain't shit. Black men ain't got no power. No, just the niggas you fuck with ain't got no power. See, collectively, black men have the most influence in the world. We just typically have been, we've had an influx of single mother raised niggas who don't know what to do with that power. So they get out there with the gold grills, chase bitches. White folks would be in a hole right now.
Yeah, Donnie. You like
Project.
bored. Yeah, the power of your connection is is
The white man
you
is trying me, goddamn it.
I
No,
don't think it's a white
yeah,
man.
no,
I
with
think
black.
it's a black woman.
No,
So it
black men
might be.
have the most power in this world, and you know what? I could go down the whole list, but just look at our influence in terms of popular culture. White folks really went in and tried to get niggas to stop talking about black empowerment in the 80s and 90s and turn it into lean sipping party and spending money on bitches. But before that, if that genre of music stayed on until today, do you know white folks would be living in holes afraid?
Hey,
Facts.
that's real talk. That's real talk. I think you gotta make a good point.
I mean, that was the one thing that they always feared, though. If you think about it. It was okay. So think about how much time to pass between then. And you know what I'm saying? Black people ain't kicked off none of that shit that they was scared that black people was going to do. And so if they would have permitted, you know what I'm saying, whatever unifying methods that black people was doing amongst themselves to enrich themselves, to actually, you know what I'm saying, be sustained so that we can enrich ourselves, it would have been for the better, you know what I'm saying? But this is where you get into the tribal aspect of it. I don't think it has nothing, it really doesn't have anything to do with power because, as Donnie said, we exude it right off the jump. It's more along the line of the power that people want us to have, not the fact of the power
Mm-hmm.
that we don't have, the power that they prefer us to have or
Think
lack
about this.
thereof.
Remember the 90s? Bloods and the Crips came out with an album together, Banging on Wax. Do y'all remember that?
Classic.
yep.
Knocking to the slot, bitch.
Nigga, the Bloods and the Crips put together an album in the 90s. Do you know how motherfucking powerful that was? And then, yeah, I will say the white folks is crafty. They started sending black women in to tear down black men. I, I feel that woman was sexually assaulted her. And they started doing more shit like that in a consistent basis. And they tore black men down. The black man image was fully destroyed because they let sisters get some of that action. And they took us down with the Oprahs, with all the shows they was doing, where black women was getting up there talking about how black men ain't shit. We had all the influence in the world at that point. And who came to tear us down? White man, yep, sure. But who did he use to come and do his dirty work?
Black women.
Yeah, I would have to say that is very accurate because I was around for those days because I just didn't understand why they would always get on TV and talk like that. Especially like with me as early as I spent in my life researching history. I'm talking about at age 12 and 13. Like, I'm not talking about like I waited to research this history when I was at 17 and 18. I'm talking about 13 and 14. And, I was, I had a little bit of the Martin Luther King TV, media perception. But at the same time, when I really started to dig, I found out all of these things. And they were all awful things. And for the women to come out there and use platforms controlled by them to come at us like that was, for me at the time, was terribly disheartening. But it was, I would say I would hate, like, if I could put a descriptor on it, it's just for people to understand what I'm talking about. I got a red pill experience very early, and it was directly connected to all of that crap that I used to see these women say about black men. You know,
Look, the fact it became culture shows that they ain't want us to have no motherfucking power. It's like, wait a minute. How? I mean, if you want someone to do better, you speak. You know what I'm saying? Better energies into their existence and shit. But we all heard the shit. Black man ain't shit, right? That was the typical shit. You ain't gonna be shit. Y'all lazy or you're dangerous and all this shit. And it's like, all right, well, those of us who took a look at how we were being valued then, and and if you look at it from the state of your people, right? So if you know, all right, Kev, you said that you researched back then. If you research back then, you understand where there was unity and then there was a break in the unity, right? And you just ask the question, who was the first to break the unity? What was the factors involved? I don't see black men, you know what I'm saying, doing shit like that as far as like utilizing the system against the so-called unity of, you know what I'm saying, of black people, whatever. Black women would use the system against black men. It'd be different if black men use the system, but no, you know, people make their choices and step out or whatever. You know, you have your family over here back in the 60s, two houses down or some shit. All right, that's what you did, but you still stay connected to those families. You still stay connected, you know what I'm saying, as protector, provider, guidance, all that good shit, right? Well, black women wanted to break camp. They said, fuck everything. And the value of everything as it was shifted from that point forward. And they won't acknowledge that.
No, they're not going to acknowledge anything that makes them look bad. It's all about the image and the dog and pony show to them. I mean, you think about it. If everyone really saw the truth and really saw it from that perspective, that look, you kind of betrayed us, then
Right.
that would make them look terrible, and they don't want that. And it ain't like they don't want that based on us. They don't want that based on how they look for white people, especially white men. I mean,
Mm.
they don't. I mean, and the fact, like, let me tell you something. Any black man go out there and do that to our disparaged sisters like that and use white platforms to do it is immediately ostracized and berated and called a COON.
Right.
And we're and brothers like me and you aren't defending that guy. We're not. We may have a much more elevated understanding for where that behavior comes from, but we ain't finna sit there and outright defend old boy and say that we understand. You know, and that's the difference between us and them. Now, if you got a person per se saying we need to declare war on black men while they're still in the womb, then people are like are gonna be like,
God damn.
uh, I take that with a grain of salt.
I've heard that kind of talk on here. I've heard that kind of talk
Yeah,
from black mothers talking about they're ashamed because they got a black son, and it's like we've gotten to this point, and it's for the sake of what though? What
because
what it?
because there are men out there telling the truth. It is that basic. They are so hurt by that.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, this is what I've understood. So for the longest, I've said, don't get that motherfucking vaccine and shit, right? So me and Toy when we got the shot, navigation out here in Texas and bullshit. But then it hit me though. I'm thinking of the predictive program. Shout out, saying Black Light Revelation. The predictive programming that you saw back in the day, it's like everybody had to get the motherfucking, viral vaccine or whatever for it to go wacky enough for people to be like, all right, well, fuck this. If you got people who are successful in being outside of the group who does hit the shot, whatever, then the system just keeps flowing as it is. It's just not with that group involved. But the only way the whole system gets to change is when everybody gets negatively affected to a certain degree. So I had changed my view on that. But in the whole aspect of there being solution in that, black women should be able to take a look at that mirror, take a look at those faults, do the accountability, and be like, look, this is just for the sake of the people, not just for of whatever their reputation is or whatever. It's like, nah, you don't. The reason you see that they don't care about the people is because they don't care enough to take that deep look at themselves for the sake of the people. And that power shit that they're talking about is supposed to come from where? Just so they can do more, drone minded consumption. It's like the power The power that they really want is the power to shut them the fuck up. That's the power they want out of us. The power to shut them the fuck up. The power to overwhelm them to where all they have to do is the motherfucker's bidding. But the thing is that you can't cultivate that power unto yourself. That has to be something that's group fucking based. I am let's not say national. All right, fuck it. It might not have to be national, but it had to be a motherfucking group. And motherfuckers ain't thinking on that level with it.
Well, the thing is that they just got a bunch of excuses at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. Because they say go get some power. You go and you start working or whatever, and you go to seek power. Now, what happens to us? When we're young, a lot of brothers gonna go to college. They're gonna go to a trade school. They're gonna go to the military. They're gonna go get a job. And nowadays a guy might actually start a business. Now back a few decades ago, you don't expect a broke guy to go start a business from scratch. You didn't expect it. Okay, but nowadays because of technology, guy may even start off with a business when he's young. Okay, so cool. So now what do the women do when the man goes out and seeks power? A lot of women gonna start ignoring the dude. And that's what's gonna happen on from the general level. Now, is there some women who gonna mess with him anyway? Sure, but a lot of women they don't really want to give a whole lot of time to a dude that's in college or somebody who's showing that he's clearly on the path to power. You know, um, now I don't believe in this thing where a lot of people try to paint these pictures about they say like these guys are socially awkward and or they just can't get no woman. I don't believe in none of that stuff because I haven't seen it to be true. You know what I'm saying? And then what is socially awkward outside of you not a thug? Okay.
It's look, there's no gray area in none of that shit. That's what they want. They want you're socially awkward because you're not as dynamic as a thug is. But the
Because
thing
I'm
is,
not trying to go to jail.
it's
I'm
chaotic. That's the
Yeah,
thing. But
like
that's how I know they like mess because the thug is rooted in chaos. But to them, oh, it's glamour, it's drama, it's fun, it's
Mhm.
exciting. Bitch, it's chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, so they act like half the population was somehow socially awkward. And I'd be like, okay, well, what's socially awkward supposed to be? Like, oh, well, he don't know how to talk to women. Nigga been talking to women his whole life. He went to school with them. You know what I'm saying? He was in class with them. He knows how to talk to women. Now, is there a guy who's a stereotypical nerd out there somewhere? Sure, sure. Is that a very large population of black people? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And now, people may say something like, "Well, you got these guys who I've heard this before. Like, what about the guys who work like they're computer programmers or they in IT and things like that? They don't really talk to women." Okay, and let's be realistic
That,
about
so
that
does this
now.
mean they wouldn't be good husbands and fathers and leaders?
Well, I mean, my point. Even if you say that group of people are socially awkward, let's be realistic. How many black men is in that profession?
Right.
That's nowhere near the majority of black men. You know what I'm saying? That's not the majority at all. I don't know how big. I gotta look again to see how big that population would be, but that ain't most of us. Most of us is not doing something like that. We so focused on what's going on with the computer that we don't interact with humans that much. Like that's not the majority of people, but people try to make it out to be that. So the people say y'all need to go get power. I don't see women chasing the niggas going to get it.
Hey,
Mm.
hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Guess what?
What's
You got
up?
a dislike. First is
Yep,
going.
yep,
First is
y'all know what that means. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a couple people out there that's kind of touched by the words that we are saying here. So,
Hey, brutally
yeah.
honest. Brutally
So,
honest.
so, so.
But to those people, I just want to say you're welcome.
Yeah,
We
do me a
got some
favor.
dislikes.
Bring up infantry skills. Last comment.
uh, he says the narrative has to be focused around how the next generation of black boys are being raised by these single mothers, not your shortcomings in dating as a 40-year-old man. You guys are pathetic. Bitch, I'm married. The fuck are you talking about? Like, don't come in here disrespecting me, and that goes for any one of you motherfuckers. I thought, what did I tell y'all earlier? Do not come in here with that fucking disrespect shit. Like,
Mm.
the
So
fuck
so
is wrong with you?
so so
Like,
so so this is my thing. How is anything that we're saying not tied into that?
nigga, a lot of these young people coming here asking us questions like this.
Yeah,
Like, seriously, what you gonna dismiss their concerns? Yeah, we're focused on that. Haven't you been fucking listening?
it's about the
Nah,
future.
y'all got, but you got to understand. There's some people who they honest to God feel like you supposed to accept anything. Period. That's what they honestly feel. It's sad, but there are people who feel like you supposed to accept garbage and look at it like it's a steak dinner.
Hmm.
That's just what I mean. I'm saying that.
That dabness effect, huh?
Yeah, there's always gonna be people who think that that garbage is a steak dinner. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. And my thing is, I try not to. I try to say, well, I ain't putting the people down because I know they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been eating what is it, spam your whole life, and you start hearing guys
Like a
talk
drink.
about T-bone steaks, you be like, nigga, what? Ain't nothing wrong with this spam. What is you talking about? Something is wrong with you because you want a T-bone steak. You should be eating this spam with me. You know, that's how they see the world. And I mean, enjoy your spam if that's what you want to do. But just because you enjoying your spam, don't mean I want something different with my meal. That's all. It's okay. It's okay that I want something different.
So
here he
so
is
for so
again. Here he is again. Real men think 50 to 80 years down the road. They don't think about right now and immediate gratification. Stop being selfish and worrying about pussy, pussy, pussy right now. Thinking to the future,
wow.
idiots.
Are you not
And
listening
No,
infantry
I mean,
skills?
don't time that fucker out because I want him to keep talking this bullshit because this is exactly what the fuck I be talking about.
This is why your name
Exactly.
is infantry. You're just there to be a number and shoot.
Nigga, bring me some bullets. That's what you do. Bring me some goddamn bullets.
There
We'll
you
fight
go.
this goddamn war.
We're
The
fighting
fuck is wrong
it.
with
yeah,
you?
Sit back,
yeah. I mean,
cowboy.
see, the thing is, you got people who believe they know something that's gonna help folks, but don't give even what they saying. He say think 50 to 80 years down the road. Okay, cool. If you're gonna think 50 to 80 years down the road, what do you have to start from? Today. That's how you think 50 or 80 years down the road. You start from today to figure out what we can do for next year, what we can
And
do
then
5 years later,
You
what you
know
can
what? No,
do a
but
few
since
decades later.
they on the infantry skills shit. All right, fuck it. Let's talk. Let's take it to the war room then. You ready, infantry? Here it is. 80-year motherfucking plan. In 2050, black people are already projected to not have no value within the United States. 2050. All right, that's 30 years from now. Now, what is it? Why is it that it is projected that our value is going to drop? However, they fucking assess it to motherfucking zero. So that means that we're not going to have. We are projected not to have no progress, whatever that is considered to be, for 30 fucking more years to the point to where, as a citizen within this nation, our value is going to be fucking 0%. So let's talk about what power means in such a dynamic. What is it that maintains the value of a people? Culture. But what is it that black people do with their culture? They either sell it or give it the fuck away. It's not precious enough to them to where they can feed off of it the same way that the parasites is enriching themselves off of it, right? So now we're dealing with value issues. What are the values that black people currently got? Are they still going to have those detrimental values 30 years from now?
Well, see, the thing is, we got to understand. Some people, they only they hear what they think somebody's saying because they so engulfed in what a woman wants, and that's what's going on. So empathy skrill, it ain't personal, but it's personal. You the type of brother, you think everything in a context of how you see things, and you project what you believe other people are talking about on them. If you're gonna think about something 30 to 80 years down the road, if you're a black person, you're supposed to be dead. If you're talking about 50 to 80 years down the road, you're supposed to be dead. Why? It's gonna be a lot of reasons that you will be dead. Okay, whole lot of reasons. It'll be health reasons. It'll be the fact that you're not going to be employed. There's not going to be enough jobs for someone like yourself. And I'm saying someone like yourself because I'm talking about the average person. The plan is you're not going to be able to take care of yourself. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to die of starvation. Okay, because there's going to be no one to help you in the first place. Why? Because you have no sense of family and no community, and that's the word is being spread. Have no sense of family, have no community. So
Right.
someone like you, when you get to the point where you cannot even go to work and you don't have the ability to employ yourself and you start to starve, other people who look like you won't even look out for you because they're not going to value you. That's the plan for 50 to 80 years down the road if you're still alive. Now, I know you don't get that, but that's a reality. There is a plan for you to be dead. Now, I ain't going to tell you whose plan it is, but if you actually knew anything about what's going on, you should be able to figure out who plan that is. But there's definitely a plan for you to be dead.
All right. All right, fellas. If you could direct your attention to the screen, let's listen. There's a bunch of guys out there that they say that why are we not and I hear this dumbass statement said quite often. Why are we not speaking power into these boys? And I will probably respond with something like this. All right, since you want me to start speaking power, here's the first step to that. Here's the first step to obtaining wealth and power for yourself. This right here is a job application. Full name. They got first, middle, and last. Usually that middle part means your middle initial if your mother or father ingratiated you with a middle name, such as my mother and father did. So, I mean, if you need help with me telling you to use common motherfucking sense, then this is one of the first steps I'm going to take. If you want to acquire some kind of spending capital for yourself, the first thing you need to do is get a fucking job.
Facts.
Okay, get a job. Get some type of income so you won't be borrowing $20 here and there from all your friends and family for a dub sack. So, in other words, this is my goddamn show. If you don't like it, why don't you go to a motherfucker that you feel empowered by, but them saying, hey, you know what, you should like. And I'm not speaking against anybody because that's not what I do. I'm not going to speak against anyone content if they actually feel like they're trying to help. But a lot of these people don't take that helpful advice. You know how I can tell, because those are the programs that get the least views. When you're in a chat, I mean, when you're on a channel being a messy biatch about people, which I find weird that people like infantry skills would come over here and say that shit when there are clearly channels that obsess with shitting on black men. Obsess. Like, seriously. And those channels are doing outstanding. What the fuck are you coming over here to me for, telling me what I should be discussing when you don't have a goddamn good bit of advice to offer anyone? Period. Maybe you do, but you're not doing it here. It's weirdo shit, and I can't stand it. It's weirdo shit. They can sit up there and disparage black men all day, all fucking night, 6-7 hours a fucking day, and make a goddamn living off of it, and no one sees this as a problem. And then want to turn around and say, "Oh, black men don't have any power." Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. We should be talking to our black boys. You know what happens? Our black boys are seeing shit like that. That's what's happening to them. They're seeing shit like that. And
Well,
they
he
expect people like us to fix it.
Hmm.
well, he might be one of the people who gave his boy to one of these women. That's crazy. Maybe that maybe that's why it him. Maybe he gave his boy up because it's a lot of single parents out there, and a lot they say about 80% of our kids being raised by women. That means you know Some guys gave their kids up to their women. They didn't even, it wasn't even a thing to them. You know. Now, a woman tried to take my kids because all kids belong to their father. I don't know if she gonna live to tell that story. You know.
No, I
Give
mean,
me
I
my
just don't get.
dead body.
I just don't get why we're not trying to put a stop to the weirdo shit though. This is what I don't understand. It's like black people who used to get beat marching for our rights back in the day. You know, they always used to come to them talking about y'all ain't gonna cause no trouble. They'll never go to the people that always damn sprayed them with the fire hoses and sick the dogs on them and beat the shit out of them.
Right.
Because they agree with them.
No, they never they never went to it. And these be black people going to other black people. You ain't gonna cause no trouble now. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Well, no, I'm saying they agree with it. Well, I believe anybody who's trying to talk against people that's trying to be that's trying to be legit and put things on the right path. And we already know through history, we got enough decades behind us to see as a black community we've been on the wrong path. So if people have something against us getting on the right path, that means they agree with the wrong path. That's just how I look at it. I don't think nobody does anything about. I don't think people are doing this stuff out of mistake. I don't think they're doing it out of stupidity. They just agree with the opposite end. And I just
Right.
accept that they agree with the opposite end. You know what I'm saying? Every skills, based on what he's saying, probably just agrees with our enemies. Just is what it is. Now he got a right to agree with him if it's a he, or she got a right to agree with him if it's a her. But at the end of the day, I just accept that they agree.
Hold up. Let's get them to come up. Shit, I want to understand what the hell
They
they
ain't gonna
think the
come up.
solution is. I mean, shit, because this is the thing. It's like okay, infantry skills, whatever. You have those channels that go on black women like that, right? Now the thing is, this isn't no attacking at black women. All we're doing is using a magnifying glass, if you will, because that's the way a motherfucker brain work. We look deeper into things. This is understanding the whole aspect of what is considered to be the proper power dynamic, what is considered to be the proper values to instill in one. You know what I'm saying? So that power is developed. What is defined as power? You know what I'm saying? And why is it that anybody believes that we need it? Who is it that believes that we need it? Because everybody they'll say we don't have no power, all right, but do they want us to have power? Do anybody who say that black men don't have no power, do they want them to have some motherfucking power? Damn, she fine.
Yeah. Does it bother you when we talk about these people right here? Does it bother you? Huh? Like say for instance, you sitting around with a powwow with your homeboys. Man, I heard you went out with Brenda last night. Man, damn, that Brenda looked good. Does that bother you? When guys around here, like, yeah, man, me and Brenda went to the restaurant last night. Man, she has a knack for ordering food my wife does this. She'll order a dish that tastes better than mine. But man, we had a good time. You have a problem with guys doing that? You have problems I mean, like, now I'm bringing up women. Oh, look at how beautiful this sister is right here. See, we like shit like that. But you
Uh-huh.
know what? Some dickhead or some bitch is gonna say, "Oh, why are you concerned about black women hair?" When we say we like shit like this, look at that.
Because look, she glowing more than all the rest of them. They got that shit dangling. All right, so it is what it is. And I ain't just talking about the
You know
skin,
what they gonna say?
hue and
They gonna say you only pointed her out because she light skinned.
nigga, bruh. Man, your head to toe, she fine. The very first fine thing you see on there is a hair.
They sure will too, man. It's always a damn goalpost move.
I mean,
Like, you motherfuckers make me sick.
that's a phenomenal sister right there.
And then,
Shit.
and then if you say it ain't because she light skinned, they're gonna say, but she got European features.
That's a European standard of beauty right there.
Look,
She
look,
get
no,
closer to the
look.
white
One,
one.
2 words. Amara La Negra. Okay, 2 words.
hmm
All right,
Y'all
that's
like
my
skinny
answer to
women because
all of
they
that
close to the
bullshit.
white women. Y'all ain't heard that one yet. Y'all like skinny women because they close to the white women.
See, they want you
Jesus,
like, hey, they want you like something like this.
pass.
That's what
Ain't
it
that what
is.
your mama look like? Ain't that what your mama look like?
Man, I don't want to have sex with my mama,
You
you
trying
sick bitch.
see that's what's wrong with you men. You don't want to have sex with fat out of shape women like your mama. That's what's wrong with y'all.
Come on, infantry. What it do? What it do? Come on, school us. This is an opportunity to do so. Maybe we have something wrong. If you can put us on the right path, let's hear it.
No, I think it's just that when you start talking about power and you start talking about how black women go out
Holy
their way to
shit.
avoid the men that's pursuing power,
Now that was
I think
triggering.
people like to change the context of the conversation because you do have an issue with I mean because to me it's not a mystery, y'all. For those of us who live in America, it's not no mystery. What does a guy do after 18 years old? You go to college or to a trade school. You go join the military, you go
Right.
get a job, or you go start a business. And it is an option for guys to start a business nowadays, especially because of the technology. So we know there's four things you can go to become a productive man after 18 years old. You know, came out of high school. You got four options. And who do a lot of women go have children by? The guys who not doing any of those four options.
You know
And
what,
then
y'all?
women will say, y'all not seeking power.
You,
Who
you,
not seeking power? The guys you having babies with?
Wait a minute. That shows right there that there is a skewed definition of understanding what power is. Then, now, whose definition is is to be the more substantial perspective of what power is and is supposed to be.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's a very good point. But so my thing is when women say that y'all not seeking power or y'all don't have no power, that's a woman who like to suck a man's dick who don't have a job. That's all she really saying to me. That's what
well,
I'm saying. I hear what's going on. I like to suck his dick because he don't work. You know what
hey,
I'm
This looking like a work of art right here, boy.
yeah. Now read the little headline right here. 24-year-old Instagram model worth $4 million for a beautiful skin tone. You know the goalpost move be on that.
What?
But black men
saying?
act like they don't want women like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be realistic. Say for instance, I'm a single guy, and I walk up to her specifically for her dark skin tone.
Wakanda forever.
What is she gonna automatically accept me? She may. Who knows? I can't say she's gonna say no, but if I live in a reality, like I really believe that most of us adults should be, living in. You know, I gotta look at the fact she's worth $4 million.
Well, you know
So
what though? Oh my bad. Go ahead. I ain't gonna cut
so
you off.
so
Go ahead.
so so the odds of her actually saying yes based on my preferences is probably gonna go down a little bit. Like I probably have to be a guy who is I don't know, maybe a superstar athlete worth millions. Because that's, and I mean, and who, like I said, who is there to say that she is going to tell me no? But there's a huge possibility. But the one thing these sisters will be thinking is that I don't want her based on her dark skin.
Wait, and you know what? She don't count because she's not a representative. If
Amara
black
la
men
negra.
flock, if black men flock to this particular woman, and you know what I'm saying, you can see by her picture that the main issue with her is she's not fat, so she don't count. If we all want her, she don't count because she's not fat. And see
Amara la
that's
negra.
what something that yeah, that's something black men got to peep too. Black women say they have an issue with who guys like, but if you don't like a woman who's like kind of going toward the fat side, she don't count when you like her. No matter how dark she is, no matter how hairy is, anything like that. If she ain't fat, she don't count to them.
Is
You
that a
mean it?
wig on her head right there?
That's probably her
Uh,
real hair, because
yeah,
it's
I
probably
believe
showing
it's her
off.
real hair, and she look like she
Yeah.
do. She look like she takes sea moss. Like,
Yeah, some of that
no,
African
I've been
wood.
doing. I've been taking sea moss lately. I got to tell you, it's doing wonders for my energy levels.
A
Like,
word.
yeah, it is. It's great stuff. Especially if you make it right. I make it on my own. I don't buy anyone else's made sea moss gel. I
Also,
do it,
you
and then
make your
I just do a one fruit smoothie first thing in the morning. I put in a fruit smoothie, so I don't even taste the sea stuff.
yeah. That's
Like,
what's
cause
up.
I cause I've taken it straight, and it's like it'll have that real sea like taste. Cause I mean, but it's a multivitamin. You
Right.
know, everybody tell, and this is another thing with black men. You know, every time black men have some healthy advice, they always try to dismiss it as some hotep shit. You know, Dr. Sebi. You know, a lot of people make fun of Dr. Sebi, and
Hmm.
a lot of the advice. Oh, just because he dropped to his knees on a hard floor and then got up and act like that shit didn't hurt, everybody act like he owns some to some shit. They killed that man for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, you can take it or leave it. I mean, no one has come out and said sea moss is fake, is useless. No one has done that yet, and somebody would have done like the information's at your fingertips. Somebody would have done that by now. But you know, outside of that, that sister right there is beautiful. We
Oh,
like
definitely
beautiful
so.
hair. That's what we are. That's we as men. We like beautiful hair, and then they try to take the power of opinion from us. Like, oh no,
Yep.
like Roger is absolutely correct. You know, if they don't fit a certain archetype, they don't count. They don't count. See, a woman like this would be see in infantry skills. Thank you. You got us on this conversation. You know, I'm not saying that I do things to piss people off or because I'm petty, but hey, you know what? You encourage me to look at beautiful women. So there we go.
Always a
Hmm.
plus.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yep,
thank you,
she
thank you
fine.
for thank you for helping me to affirm my heterosexuality in front of everyone. You know, so I mean, we like beautiful women. I'm sorry. Look at
Yeah, but I see her arms was kind of small, so I know she wouldn't count when it comes to black
that.
women. If you say you like her, she don't count.
Mm,
You know, these
you know
women
what?
right here, they don't count either.
They don't count either.
Man, they too small to count.
Mm. Oh, okay. What about
Now,
this
if
one
you
right here?
pointed out her, if you said
Ah,
she looked
damn.
good, now you talking their language. Now you talking their language. Yeah, now
But
you
see, but,
talking their
but
language.
see, see,
Now
no,
if you say she
that
look
that's
beautiful,
the, that's
now
that
they know you.
bullshit. Cause she ain't big. She
Yeah,
ain't big and beautiful. She fat. That fat is
yeah.
different from big. All right. There's a big difference between fat and big.
But you ain't supposed to point that out.
Nah, you ain't supposed to say nothing on that.
Yeah, that's what see, and that's what they want us to herald as our champions. Yep. Now see, you could say she fine and everything cool. See, now you understand black women. Now you one of us. Now you know how to love yourself because you can love her.
Hell to the nah.
That's beauty. That's the BBW right there, brother. That's the BBW, brother.
Mm,
You know. And if you don't like that, you hate yourself. You hate yourself.
Amara la negra.
You know.
Oh fuck
Now, if
no.
you don't love her, you know something wrong with you. You
Man, can
know
you zoom
something
in on that
wrong with
foot, Kev? Zoom in on that foot. Shoot, what the fuck is that?
you. You might see a struggle down there.
God damn.
you, might, you might see a struggle down there, bro.
Hey, remember like back in the day watching Ren and Stimpy and shit, and so they do a close up on something, and you see big old veins and crackers in people's eyes and shit. It's gonna be one of those.
I figured her
BBBG.
shoe wasn't gonna make it, bro.
Hold up. They might be sending your ass one of them. You know what I'm saying? Big old sites with a with a virus on that shit. Hold up. You like big, beautiful bitches. Go see that.
There you go. That's what they want you to love, right there. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that woman.
She looks like she got some height to it, so she might be more on the big side, but nah. What they
But
be putting out
she's
there is
big enough.
BBW. Ain't motherfucking BBW.
She's big enough to clear customs to black women.
God damn, is that real right there? The fuck is that? Ain't real. That's all,
I'm willing to
motherfucker.
find out.
And she got vitiligo
Yeah.
too.
Mm.
Eh,
That's all they want.
I'm
That's
willing to
all they want. That's
find
all they
out.
see value in. Some I remember years ago some woman told me to catch AIDS because I said that twerking was like an African tradition. That's all you see is a woman's backside. I was
I
like,
mean,
kind of.
it is, ain't it?
Ain't that the point of it?
Yeah.
Shit, you want me to turn something like that down? I mean, it's just like, come on now, get the fuck out of
Oh,
here.
see what Cortez said?
Hold up, let's see what that nigga. Hey Cortez, where?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
Kevin, the fuck?
Oh,
Oh
shit.
god, oh god, that shit's on the way too, man. Kevin, she's not fat. Now you're a poundess. Oh shit,
God damn.
a poundess,
Oh, shit.
a poundess.
It's coming.
Man, somebody finna do this shit. It's gonna be all your
Oh,
fault, man.
shit.
Social
Oh,
justice evolutions, got it.
oh, shit.
Cortez the MVP tonight, bro. He the MVP tonight.
Damn.
A poundess. Shit. I guess so. Nigga be trying to look for, motherfucker be trying to look for pictures of my wife right now. I want
See
to see
what,
your wife. No, you man, shut the fuck up.
see what
She
Anthony
exercise every
said?
day. You exercise every day. That's all you need to know.
Look, 3 days a week is all everybody needs at the most. About 3 days a week. Go hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? Adjust your diet just a little bit. You be all right. It's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Take all that white bread out of it and try to do a
Yeah.
little fish. You know, don't
Yeah.
always do red meat. Just do red meat like maybe once a month, if that.
But see, but
Stay away from
that shows you
Wendy's.
how comfortable though they are permitted to, again, baller bellies, cuz, you know what I'm saying?
Ball of bellies, huh?
Baller.
That nigga Rogish fell off. It's too much. You can, you can, oh, it's Rael. Just bring back Feek Nick so these hoes can strip in public. Because that's what they want to do anyways.
Yep.
Hiding thottery behind body positivity. Ho get
Mhm.
lost. Oh, you
Shout
be
out to
telling Rael, you
Ryan.
be telling them hoes to get lost.
Shout out to Ryan. He hitting the nail on the head. Ryan just going for the jugular. He hitting the nail on the head right
God
there.
damn, dude. Man, it's like before you even get started, man. You get that shit like the first 60 seconds.
Mhm. I'm gonna have to stop being a poundist out here. That's what I'm gonna have to stop
Yeah.
doing.
Stop. Don't be a poundist, y'all. You know, she beautiful no matter what you say. Don't let them take the power of your own decision making from you, brothers. Shit, a pound.
Uh,
That nigga,
whew.
that nigga Rogish probably had to go report. He did say he was cooking some neck bones, so he might have had to go and pay some attention to that. Especially the way you season a motherfucker sometimes.
Mhm. And see, and the thing is, though, they want you to have some power, but I guess they want to have power too by putting all that weight on. So, what power do they want
What's
want
wrong
the
with
men
you?
to have?
She's beautiful. I was like, that's one thing that I don't have to. I don't have to think anything is beautiful. I can empower myself to believe what I want to believe as far as what my preferences and what my perceptions are. Shit. And, that should be no slight to you as an individual. If like I had to understand years ago when I was a youngster. If something wasn't working for me, I had to change the situation. I mean, I'm not saying that push-ups are a solution for everyone, but at the time, it was kind of a solution for me. It's just that I changed what my outward representation was, and you know what? It has to come with making some changes on the inside as well. Is that you can do all the push-ups in the world, but if you have the same mentality, guess what? You're going to be the same goddamn person. You
Yep.
know, you know what I mean? And then there's some guys that they don't do push-ups, but you can't tell them in a million years that they ain't beautiful. Like for real, there are guys out there that like that too, and that's a really powerful thing to not have anyone affect your perception of yourself. Don't give your power away at all. You know.
Yeah, but you know what? When it comes to these power conversations too, because I've noticed if you talk to a lot of women and they say y'all need to have power, right? And you start saying what you're doing, if you're doing too much, instead of talking about an individual, they want to go to group power. If you actually start talking about what black men have done as a group, then it goes back to your individual power. So it's like no matter what you say, they're gonna try to move the goalposts to talk about something different anyway. So that I never believe women when they talk about this power argument because again, if black women as a collective wanted men with power, we could tell by the babies they have. You know, a group that's infatuated power do not go around and have babies by men without jobs. That just don't happen. You know, they're not self-employed. They're not employed by somebody else. Yet they want power. Nah, the math is just wrong on that. It don't add up. You know, how can you want power yet you'll have a baby with an unproductive man? You know, you at least got to not do that first to even make that claim and expect me to make sense of it. So I never buy into those conversations, really.
Rogish, we figured you had to go check on the neck bones, man.
Yeah, I'm about to slide past the crib right now.
Yeah,
Nah,
man.
nah, it just raining a little bit over here, so I guess you know what I'm saying storm did a little something.
Oh,
Yeah,
storm.
it's
Okay.
rain over here too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, shit. Hey, what? Let's have the conversation a little bit. Sort of let's promote these guys a little bit. First of all, you got the Roger Report, my habitual line stepper brother that runs a very good and informative barbershop conversation style broadcast Monday through Friday morning, and I mean
Facts.
he does get a lot of views, and the thing is like a lot of people have this huge objection to black men sitting around having conversations, but I mean without even getting the context of the conversations, and we do have this little hater opinion crowd. I call them the unwashed and the untalented that criticize black men that are able to get together and have these kinds of conversations. So Roger is working diligently to change the narrative. Just like we have similar missions. I mean, my approach is probably a bit more straightforward and a little bit more anti-political, but uh, that this we're not all supposed to be the same, and that's why, I believe that the habitual line steppers will work for the long term. Then we also have Rogish Son, Rogish the Buildmonger. That's still your channel's name, right? Rogish the Buildmonger.
Yeah, yeah. It's I'm moving a little bit deeper with the brand of Roguish Son. You know what I'm saying? Name
Rogish.
change,
Oh,
official,
okay.
and all that shit. So there's a lot of refinement that is within the works. And yeah, we're definitely in construction at the moment, but plans are being developed. But
Yeah, yeah.
build mongering is the key principle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it. If you were build monger, you know that's we need that type of mentality. We need more of that mentality because I mean, it ain't like black men don't build. That's another thing. They say black men don't have power because black men don't build. Which is really tragic irony because based on the fact that during slavery we were forced to build everything, and even post slavery, we were still the kind of workers that built for our families.
Facts.
And for that to be disregarded is like I do feel is an insult to me as a black man.
Man,
Uh,
black men done did 90% of the building in this country. On some just keep it real, we done did 90% of it. So, this country wouldn't even be what it was if it wasn't for black men. And I know people want to act like that's not the case, but it is what it is. Now we did get cheated out of a lot of stuff through slavery, and we got cheated out of a lot of the residual benefits of all that work too, because it's all these other folks on all these other inventions, patents, and companies that we put together and they family still benefit off of it right now. You know, and it may not be the original company because the original company might be gone. They might have bought something else. You know, you move and you flow with technology, but you know, we basically made America what it was. If you really want to just think about it, we made America what it was. Just is what it is, and people may not like it, but it ain't gonna change nothing.
For folks to say that black men don't build, um, yeah, I wonder if they're saying that black men can't build. You know what I'm saying? On the sly, still saying that they understand in the history as well. Um, the
Well, I say
fact
what
that
they
okay, if
saying
we
for
did
sure.
build back in the history to certain levels to where we were, you know what I'm saying, creating competitive economic empires, social empires, right? Do they believe that that potential is still there, or do they believe that it's not being tapped to its fullness, or do they believe that it's gone? You know, this is the thing. A lot of people have a lot of accusations of us, but it's like, all right, well, you want us to be provide solution for something, but it don't seem like you got the faith that we can provide solution. But you're just going to demand a solution on some John Q shit. Fix it. It's like, all right, bitch, do you believe in me?
Yeah, you know what?
Hey,
I don't think
hey,
they.
real quick, Roger. Super sticker from Fear to None. Thank you very much for your support of this channel. Super chat and of course the Cash App is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You know that those options are available for anyone that might be feeling to like throwing a little change in the plate. So definitely thank you for the thank you for the super sticker.
Yeah, and Rogers, I think you give them too much credit. I don't even think they think down the line like that. They just want to present a problem because those people like to mire in problems. If you actually go start solving problems, that's when you see a lot of people disappear. And we know this based on the fact that we've all been alive long enough. When you actually start working on something, and everybody disappears when you start actually working on something. So, I don't buy into that stuff. If you tell somebody something as simple as we need to clean the basement out, everybody say, "Yeah, we do need to clean the basement out." Okay, well, we about to get started right now. What do people do? They start to disappear.
They break camp.
So yeah, people act like they want a solution, sure, but when you start giving them solution, all they do is start fighting against the solution at the end of the day. So you can't tell me you want it if I don't see that you want it. You know what I'm saying? I look at what you really do and what you really represent. You know that always makes sense for me. So people say, well, y'all need to build. Okay, well, if we need to build, you need to start bringing the materials over so we can start building over here. What y'all supposed to do that part too though. Okay, well, I need you
Yeah.
to scout the land that'll be good for us to build on. Well, ain't y'all got somebody do that? See, you want us to build, but then we tell you to do something to
You
help
want
us
me to build?
build.
Make me some lemonade and a sandwich, bitch, while I build.
They won't even do that. They don't even want to do that. Yeah, I tell you, one of the worst experiences I ever had moving somebody. Me and my friend, we helped a female friend move. Her grandmother was moving, so she got all this stuff. This stuff is totally unorganized when we show up. Me and him talk. We by ourselves talking about that. We like how you have people come over to help you move, and you don't even got your stuff together. Now I get that she was an older lady because this was our friend's grandmother, but like you supposed to have some level of intelligence or be talking to somebody to help you. You don't. It looked like she waited for us to get there before she started packing. That's how it actually looked. So eventually they go bring some food in and
That's
eat, and they
bogus
went
as
across.
hell.
Absolutely it was wrong. But they go get something to eat, right? These this mom brought, I forgot exactly what she had, but they gave us like cold sandwiches. And we sitting there like, you got men coming through here to help you move. Like, lady, we not even related to you. You know what I'm saying? And you went and got some cold sandwiches, like and we just sitting there like, what kind of women are these? What
Yeah,
kind of women are these that
and
you
a
have
Capri
men?
Sun.
I, I'm just sitting there like, how dumb can you be as a woman? And my thing is like, we're helping our friend's grandmother move. So what does that mean? She got sons and daughters somewhere for our friend to be a grandchild. Like all y'all just let this ride. Y'all let the. I don't know who bought the sandwiches or who decided to make the sandwich, but I'm just sitting there like, what happened to y'all saying something like nobody should have let me get a sandwich? That's a cold set. Like y'all should have never let that happen. And we was young at the time, so we not really in the adult position to challenge them and all that. But we just sitting there like, man, y'all should have never let a cold sandwich reach me, and I'm over here to help this lady move, and like she just started packing today. This don't make no sense.
Man, Cortez Smith. The man said, "Why y'all talking? I'm literally at a food bar sitting next to a swirler submitting to a dusty white man. LOL, the Peter praise is real." Yeah. That's because she sees him as powerful. You
Yeah.
know. You know, if he walked up and shot a black kid with a water gun, he might be able to get away with it. So she probably, possibly, is going to get access to some generational wealth.
You know what? I swear they think like that too. They do be thinking like that. You know. So yeah. What they definition of power is a loose and fleeting definition. That's all I can say. Cause I do not see our sisters really going after the guys who are going after power. I do hear a lot of excuses about it. You know, guys will tell you themselves, and I'm not saying that like guys ain't mess with nobody while like they was in college and studying things like that. Because I don't believe in those narratives either. Because I know what goes on. But when it comes down to it, you know, do you see women fighting and struggling dudes trying to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer? It ain't no fight and struggle over it. They'll get their share, but most of the women
Right.
they are definitely pursuing dudes who are unproductive at the end of the day. So when from a group of women and most of their babies are born by dudes who ain't really making no money, the last thing I want to hear from them is how they want somebody with power. Your life shows me you don't want somebody with power.
Infantry scale still down there. You
Mm.
But
know.
that's what. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. We're supposed to be addressing the dysfunction in the community without talking about the source of a lot of the dysfunction.
Facts.
If you don't get your no, I ain't gonna do it no more. I ain't gonna.
Well, you know
I
what?
ain't gonna do it. I
The
mean, this dude want to bring up dating and dating coaches. So let me do it a real quick impression, real quick of a dating coach out here criticizes the manosphere. Do you say anything to that motherfucker? Oh, the manosphere. When I go on these panels, all they do is they talk about their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunties. I was like, why don't you just leave it alone and go just join the priesthood? I don't want to hear it anymore. You bashing black women.
Oh shit!
Like,
Oh my
dude,
god!
like, you have the same bitch ass complaint them
Oh
motherfuckers do,
shit!
and they
He
sit
trying
on
to get
these
me.
broadcasts and they talk about it ad nauseum, and like I've stressed this before, and everybody acts like it's just normal ass shit. Did all of you have bad fathers
Wait,
or
hold up.
fathers that told you you better make your own glass of goddamn water?
So wait,
Like, come
homie's
on
considered
now.
a pickup art. He considered part of the PUA clan. Is that really? Is that what he is? The PUA
I
person?
don't know who that motherfucker is, but he says a lot of things about the manosphere.
Yeah,
You know, I like dating coach, whatever.
that's all.
Don't use any of the titles of his books because he be trying to get your video flagged. I came up with that. I say, well,
But,
You know
uh,
what? When it comes to this whole power argument, again, the definition. I would like to ask them who has a power that you think you can respect right now, like right off the bat, and then ask them, do you want black men to have that type of power? So you know what I'm saying? That's the question. Do they
that
want
motherfucker,
black men to have the type of power that they currently fucking respect?
them bitches gonna say Alec Baldwin.
you know,
The power to shoot a motherfucker and walk off in the sunset saying I'm sorry.
Toss, yeah, that whole thing's a mess because he was like, man, why are you pointing a prop gun at people who aren't the actors?
Yeah.
but and you know what and see this is my thing. People say they want you to have power, right? Let them find out you own a store. It could just be a corner store. And let them find out a black dude own that corner store. They're gonna come up with every excuse in the book to avoid going to this. Nah, we just gonna go to the grocery store. Nah, we just gonna go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do everything they can to avoid going to the location that's owned by the black guy.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? For somebody to tell me they after power, yet you live a life that shows you don't really want no power, it's absolutely crazy. And y'all remember the dude from the nail shop. Uh his name was Tyrone, wasn't it?
Tyrone Muhammad.
Tyrone.
Yeah, yeah. Now you remember that happened in Chicago, right? And I went up there right after it happened. You couldn't keep them bras out that nail shop.
Mm.
They didn't need they didn't need it to be together. You know, dude had to replace the windows and all that type of stuff. It was all boarded up. They was still going in while I was boarded up.
Well, they
Now,
gave us karate, so we got to that's power. No, I'm just
Hey,
playing.
just like homie in Tulsa, where it happened, where the Asian got out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Dude, they was out
They
there
gave them whole
protesting
50% out.
50% off, and they was lined out the door. Cause so the value system is what it is. It's to the point where they're not even worthy to even call power or the acquisition of power into accountability yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
what
Then why don't you empower your sons?
You know what I mean?
what
I mean,
what the guy in Chicago didn't give him a discount at all, and they couldn't help but go in there. They didn't give out no discount. They kept on coming, right? And I literally, you
Hoes
know what I'm
gotta
saying?
have
Cause
that yucky.
I went up there, right? I started talking to some of the people there. It was people out there protesting and the whole thing, right? So I talked to one of the ladies going in the shop. I say, you ain't heard about the story that what happened?" And she's like, "No, I ain't heard about no story." But the man, they said the man was beating on the lady, blah blah blah. Right? I'm giving her a little rundown. Oh, she's like, "That's too terrible." I was like, "You still gonna go in there?" She's like, "Yeah." You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? So like you say,
Damn, and Looney.
yeah, well, yeah, and you know what? When I was there, I just said, you know what? Let me just take a quick look to see how many nail shops in the area too. You know,
Mm.
it was about five or six something that popped up. It was only like, if you hop in your car, you talking about you'll be there in less than 5 minutes or less. You'll be at these places, right? And some of them was not only was they black owned, I know at least one of them was owned by a black woman.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't even go support their sister. And
You,
you
you,
think they was, the sisterhood would support one of the sisters, bro? You
But
don't.
it's like Toya say about the sisterhood. It's actually the biggest fallacy that there is. That we believe that there's a fucking sisterhood. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because
you
the
know what
thing it
though?
be black women who get their ass whooping these things,
Yeah,
and I guess the sisterhood ain't strong enough for the mother sister to stand in solidarity with their so-called sister. You know what
hey,
I
you
mean?
know what though? I would like to get together sort of a female panel, and I would like Toya to be included because that's one of Toya's missions for being on YouTube to gather information and take it back to the table where sisters can sit at and talk about this, like rational human beings. You
Well,
know.
but then the sister from the breakdown, didn't they eventually get to a conclusion that not even black women can help black women? Sadly,
Man, let me
you
tell
know.
you something. Then you got famous examples out here. Like it's if Ayanna Van Zant says that,
Mm,
and she been rocking with sisters hard as fuck.
yeah.
If she says that, then you can't acknowledge the problem. Then like April Mason. Let me say something about April Mason real quick. When April Mason was on that bullshit about over a year ago, talking about black men need to be out here protecting black women even if they are complete strangers and shit like that, they was like, yeah, we're gonna go for that. But the second she said she gave up on black women, guess what they started doing? Motherfucker that look like Ving Rhames from that movie Holiday Heart started talking about some. But is she married? She's still single, ain't she?
Well, you know what though? Because I get it. You got different people kind of bowing out trying to help black women, but a dude said it. He gave a very clear message that fits very perfectly here. Destiny rise all the same.
Mm.
Infantry drill, infantry skills. Do you have a child? Do you have a child? My child has straight A's right now. Shut the fuck up.
Mm.
Seriously. My child has straight fucking A's. And all of the extracurricular activities, they got like a P for pass and whatever else they got. She got all P's in that shit. So I'm fully focused on that, and I know she's a girl, and and people often have things like that, like we put so much importance into the girls. No, I'm being a good parent. It's
Right.
important to direct these women. I mean, direct these little girls too, because we don't want them to become like the women that we talk about. Like I will feel like a failure as a parent if my daughter was to turn out like some of these old sack chasing broads out here.
Mm.
Like I couldn't live with myself. Period. So I'm concerned about the kids, man, and it starts at home. Just like my parents did with me, just like all these good parents in the black communities across America that is never focused on doing with their kids. So,
So
bro, you got
so,
what they say
so
with
stop trying to be a nerve wracking little bitch for once, please. Stop. I mean,
we,
you have the freedom to speak, but I have the freedom to respond. So that's
we're
how we do it
covering
here.
everything that they're saying. That's the thing that they're not understanding. Like, bring that comment back up, Kev. We're covering everything that they're saying. So
she don't get it though. She don't get it.
She don't get it. Reposition the narrative back to the dysfunctional culture and bad parenting.
check, check.
I mean, what? There are no female bad parents?
I mean, well, hold up, check. We've been talking about this shit the whole fucking time. What the fuck
God
you been listening
damn!
to? Infantry? I know you ain't killed not damn motherfucker with the skills you got. What
Infantry
motherfucker?
skills.
God
Infantry skills.
damn.
The skill
What?
to hand bullets to me so I can do
The
this shit.
accuracy is
What?
Hand me a
shot.
water,
Come on,
guy.
come on.
Put 2 ice cubes while I go win the war for everybody. What up, Donnie? Donnie's back. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a man or a woman, but now I know. You know what I'm saying? That's a woman. Because a woman's is constantly trying to tell you what to do on your show rather than actually go be the solution they believe they need to
But but
have.
but but here's the thing, Roger. Here's the thing. We do have a culture of guys that do the same thing. They try to police this conversation. There's one YouTuber in particular. Oh,
No,
why can't we talk about this and why can't we talk about that? Why we gotta talk about this? And then I'm like, nigga, you can talk about it. Ain't nobody stopping you from talking about it.
nah, this woman. I get you. You're absolutely right. But if I got to put my money on it, this a woman right here. And it's okay. It ain't like I'm not saying it can't be a woman, but I'm pretty sure that
Hey,
this is a
yes,
woman.
sorry about that, Donnie. Sometimes, like, I forget that you can pop up on a link. Donnie's having technical difficulties. That you can pop up on a link after you hit it, you know, instead of me adding you to the stream. So, yeah, but, yeah, shout out to BGS Ipmore. Yeah, I see him down there in the chat.
Respect.
Yeah, yeah. So infantry skills probably like he kind of does BGS like that too. So I mean,
Hey,
maybe
hey,
maybe that's its purpose in life.
yeah, I'm gonna have to bow. I just got a call I need to take, so uh,
Yeah.
I'll check in with y'all later on. Long
Word,
live the
Roger.
habitual last time.
Long live. Thanks for coming by, sir.
Don't live. Infantry skills. I want you to look at some. All right. So at the last thing you put up there, the narrative has to be around black children's academic performance, not dating. Now, we're talking about the family in its entirety, right? It's not primarily just the he say, she say shit. Ultimately, this comes back to family, which actually comes back to community, right? But for some reason, which I probably think you a chick, probably a masculine chick with name infantry skills or some shit. I hope you ain't no whole ass nigga. Um,
Those do exist.
yeah, yeah, they exist, but it's like you're not able to actually take in the conversation, at surface level. So perhaps maybe you need to go back and listen to this. Maybe go back and listen to a couple of other videos before, what I'm saying, partaking in the chat. What I'm saying? Just sit back, what I'm saying, have a cup of yak or whatever,
Man, look, I'm
and,
done
and
convincing
absorb
people,
some
man.
shit.
I'm done trying to convince people, man. Watch the goddamn content. I
Yeah.
mean, like, and this is what our people have a tendency to do. We pick out the things we don't like, and we heavily focus on that, thinking that somehow this little shaming is going to get rid of what we're talking about. Fat chance with that bullshit. No, is look at the whole picture. Don't look at some of it and then act like you can make your assessment off that. That doesn't make you look like an intelligent person. It makes you look like a jackass. But
Facts.
you know, but at the same time, it's nothing I really can do to stop you guys from thinking that knee jerk reaction shit. Just keep making fools of yourselves. Donnie's back. What's going on?
What up? I've been trying to catch up, but when I was over here, I was only getting bits and pieces of the conversation for some reason.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, you can pretty much swing in, dude. Uh, just we're talking about the power dynamic or lack thereof. Roger was like, he's convinced infantry skills is a chick. I was like, well, you got some dudes out there that do that same kind of shit too. And they do a lot of that shit just to peacock and to
Mm.
try to affirm, to call themselves affirming their heterosexuality. So, like, coming over here and trying to police the conversations that we have over here, especially when I don't see you every fucking broadcast. I'm not here to talk about dating woes. That world is over for me. Like, I decided that a few years ago. So, I don't mean, like, and we still together. So, I mean, to stick that on me. But the fact that there are young men that come over to these spaces to get a lot of these questions answered, that doesn't invalidate them either. And
Nah.
I get it. I get the whole like there are guys that are in this space that talk about that shit way too much. I try not to too too much be in the business of criticizing that kind of speech. I just try to be a better example because it's like if that's what's working for these guys and they want to express that they are having issues with the opposite sex and there are people that are willing to listen, who am I at the end of the day to say that they cannot do that? I can have my own judgment about it. I can't say, yeah, the nigga kind of whiny. He talk about this shit way too much. But I mean, if there's an audience for that, then hey, you know what? That's on them at the end of the day. But don't come over here talking that nonsense. I address men like a motherfucker over here.
You know what? Men are getting tired. Men are getting
Yeah.
tired, and you have to really be a certain dynamic based on Instagram, YouTube. The new shit is TikTok, Facebook. You gotta either be a trap star or look like a trap star in
Yeah,
order
yeah, I
to attract a
understand.
certain type of woman. The majority of black women look alike. They used to say that about Asian people, right? All Asian people look alike, right? The majority of black women look alike at this point. Long, crazy, ridiculous weaves on their head, right? Or what is it? A lace front. They all got the same two, three types of lace fronts. They
Yeah.
all do their makeup the
The
exact
bat,
same way.
they call them what they call it, the bat claw eyelash.
The back claw, yeah. I was having a conversation where I told her she looked stupid. Well, I don't care. I was like, men don't like that. Well, if they don't like it, and I still look cute. Who you looking cute for? You a dyke now? And that was a whole thing. But uh,
For real.
they all do that. They all wear the waist trainers. They all wear the same little goofy ass outfits with the bodysuit and the waist trainer. All these
Man,
women are cookie cutter. There's no distinguishing feature between these women. And most men are going for that because these women are popping and they see them as a sexual aspect. But men don't want these women as wives. So they complain because they end up with baby mamas, being baby mamas, and doing all this extra shit. So the average mild dude don't stand a chance because he's not running around looking like a trap star. I seen a girl. This was years ago, but I remember my cousin telling me, "Hey, listen, I got a homegirl coming over. Her name is CJ. CJ's bringing her daughter. Her daughter is going to want to talk to you. Ignore her." And I was like, why? And she came in the door. She was ugly as fuck, but she had a kid, and she called herself trying to give me the eye and shit. And I'm like, I don't want no parts of that. She said, good. She said, she thinks you're cute now, but she's gonna talk to you and see that you're going somewhere and want nothing to do with you. Don't waste your time. I said, I don't want no parts of it. But she began to tell me about how her mother set her up on multiple dates with men who were actually going in a certain direction. It was a dude who had just finished law school, right? Was actually interested in her and didn't mind that she had a kid. Her response to that nigga was, he's boring.
It's
What the
all
fuck
real.
excitement like what the excitement they be talking about? He might beat me tonight. Like, it's just like,
Look,
hey,
Right,
I want to
right.
pay. Hey, baby, I want to pay all the bills and eat your pussy for 15 minutes at least. Like,
look,
like
look.
what the problem is with that?
The best
So
man that they can ever hope to have is a motherfucking educated
I
man.
want to treat you like a
Because
human being.
an educated man, yeah, you got to.
the shit blew my mind. I was shocked. And so I talked to her,
That's all they
and
do.
the chick came up the other day, and the chick ended up I think she's on her third kid right now. No, no marriage in sight. This is her third kid with between two different dudes, and she's not getting any older, and it's just tragic at this point. And that's where a lot of these women are going. So it's a twofold situation. These chicks, for some reason, think when they are in an attractive state of mind, or when motherfuckers really like. We've been here. You've been with a chick, and you just like, I'm just gonna hit, and you actually end up in a relationship with her ass, right? These chicks can't even be in that position anymore. They getting hit, getting pregnant, and getting left out to pasture.
I mean, but
So
the thing is the okay, the excitement. He was born. The fact that she can understand homie was in law, bitch, he can purchase an exciting life now.
all these bitches always talking about, I want to travel, and what do? They go get them a $300 cruise. Oh, okay, that's the traveling you want to do.
Hey, hey,
But I see where dudes be upset because when they wanted these women in their prime, they didn't want them, and now they on their third baby daddy. All of a sudden, you want the good guy.
and it,
No, the options we have are fucked up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like you said a long time ago. Their stomachs look like balled up homework.
Yep, balled up homework, nigga. It's nothing
Yeah,
you can do.
yeah. It's like Indigenous TV. What's going on? He said, "What up, Kev?" So it's official. Kevin Samuels endorses SYSBM. Uh-oh, no going back now.
I
I
Like,
mean,
mean,
did that really happen?
I would not blame it. I seen a post the other day in the Kevin Samuels group where a woman was talking about how Kevin Samuels was talking about high value men, and most of these men don't qualify as high value men because they don't make the income. Okay, cool. Therefore, you don't have the right to tell all these women that they don't fit and they don't qualify for you and yada yada yada. And to which my response was, most of you women are below average. So average men don't want below average women. They want average women. And the majority of these women are what? Below fucking
mm,
average.
mm,
Why would I want a below average woman and I'm an average man? If I'm a high value man, I want you even less. So what are you presenting when you come to the table?
right.
Yeah, that percentage of high value men is small. So when you are a high value man, your options just explode. You don't have to settle for a chicken head with multiple kids, or a Lizzo inspired big girl who doesn't know how to wear clothes her size. You don't have to have that. You know, it's like if you have the look of success, you attract a different class of women.
Right.
And, black men, the way you are generally treated and disrespected by your counterparts, supposedly black women, I don't blame these brothers for going to get other groups of women if they so deem it fit, if that's in their option palette. I was watching this video on Facebook just tonight. This woman was basically scalding this guy for being nice to her and asking her on a date.
Ooh,
Old rat face, weave head, chicken head ass bitch, thinking, and then she recording it. She got her cell phone in the door handle recording this guy talking to her, like it somehow empowers her to do this to this guy. And he was trying to be as polite as possible. Sometimes guys are nervous approaching females because of these females' demeanors. They want to talk to the woman, but at the same time, she got a horrible ass fucking attitude.
Right.
And it's like the sisters in the comments were like, oh, he should allow a woman to sit there and treat him like that, which was true. But none of these females wanted to hold that female accountable.
mm-mm.
They didn't want to say that she was being a bitch and that she was wrong. They were saying that the guy was allowing himself to be treated like that.
Ain't that a bitch? I don't. You know what? I done heard Dr. Son Johnson mention that exact same sentiment that we heard of others. You know what I'm saying? When he's talking about certain stories and bringing up specific things that occur to students and faculty or whatever. I mean, the thing is very interesting what Donnie left off on when he said, or what he started with talking about, you got these below average women who are being denied by the average men. Now they're not even denying the fact that they will deny that the average men are denying them, but then project themselves to try to aim for a high value motherfucker who is above average. So, it- I mean, again, that's why I say I think to be a woman in this society, they got to a lot of them got to root themselves in illusion. Start off with the fake hair, makeup being too much. In the '80s, maybe some fake titties at the most, whatever. Now you got fake damn near everything, right? The whole aspect of why false.
Everything.
I mean, it's all it's doing is
But want a real
expanding.
nigga.
It,
So,
it,
so 10, 20 years from now, what the fuck is going to be the new artificiality for them to place upon themselves or within themselves? You know what I'm saying?
they go out of their way to emulate everybody but themselves. And
Yeah.
the one claim to fame that they go is, well, we thick, we got all this shape. I ain't seen a thick woman that wasn't surgically altered in years, nigga.
Holy shit, it's already happened.
Think about it. Think about it. When is the last time you went out to an event and you saw somebody who wasn't overweight wearing a girdle, a waist trainer, XYZ, a
Ah,
bodysuit or
yeah,
something like that, that had all that was in shape with all the proportions? You make damn. You
Hey,
see white women like that. I ain't seen a black woman like that in a minute.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is a very bold claim. You know how you know how it's real when they're shaped like that because you find yourself being instantly attracted to it.
mm,
When they're real, when it's authentic, when they have real hips, when they have real ass, when they have real thick legs, when
real
they have that
hair.
real hair, I
Yes,
mean real flat stomachs,
You
when they
see him
have
in a crowd, you like, damn, look at that hair. You can spot
she
that
will
hair. You like, damn.
stick
yes, you can.
she will stick out and she will glow,
Yes,
and it's like in your head it'll be like, oh, like it'll be
for
like
real.
that.
Kev,
I
Kev,
mean,
Kev. Why don't they believe it?
I don't even believe it because they too busy listening to ugly bitches.
Exactly.
No, I
Exactly.
mean that's the truth. They too busy listening to ugly bitches.
Yeah.
Men
It's
think this,
way too
men
often.
think that.
It's way too often where you have an ugly bitch influencing a cute bitch to do some unattractive shit. Like, what the fuck do you need mink eyelashes on for?
Dude,
In the history of the world, there's never been a bitch born with a whole caterpillar on her head, right?
Oh, shit.
But she running
and this
around.
indigenous TV is correct. He said Becky, Ling Ling, Maria, Fatima, even some East Indian women have big booties now. Let me tell you something. I've seen some really thick East Indian women. Once that veil come off, man, that's why they hide their bodies because they got fat
Oh
asses.
yeah, yeah. The Middle Eastern women is thick to the motherfucker. That Kim
God,
Kardashian look, them bitches is all like that. And you like, what the fuck? What is this about? Oh, you motherfuckers is behind the hijabs. Okay, I see what that is. It's a fat ass under that hijab.
Look,
Y'all playing
man,
games.
out here when you go to the gym out here in Dallas, all you see is ass work out of the white bitches, cause nothing but
Oh,
ass work, and they sitting there with that soccer mom plain ass face and ass for days, like with the goofy white girl, what I'm saying, visage. You know what I'm saying, like
mm-hmm.
from the
like oh
top
my
up.
God.
You're like this goofy
Bitch on the
bitch
squat
here
rack
to
for
the
3 days.
down,
What did
like
you, bitch? You been here since I got here. What did how long till you done? Oh, I just got 17 more exercises. What, bitch? What are you doing on the squat? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, they
Doing
turn
some shit
around and
you ain't
it's
never
like,
heard of.
damn. Like I love my sisters, but damn.
yeah.
And it's on a small, tight frame. That's the shit that kill them. You see a black woman with a big ass, she got 300 pounds in the front to match.
We be seeing them from a distance. Oh, suck it now. Then they get closer, and the closer you get,
It was a chick walking. Where was we at? We was in Vegas, and this chick was walking in front of us, and I was like, "Damn, she got ass." And then we got a little bit closer, and I was like, "Well, it look like he got some dimples in it, some cottage cheese and shit." And then I got a little bit closer, and I was like, "Oh, you got a bodysuit on too, bitch? You just trying? This is horrible." But from a distance, she looked great. It's something about a petite frame with a fat ass. Can't beat it.
No, you
not
can't
at
beat it.
all. Not at all. Even like when they tall and slender, like if they got a fat ass, it's just like, whew, She
Oh,
knocking out everybody in the area. Is that
oh,
yeah?
nigga.
Especially if it's real. If it's real. Now all that fake stuff, like we be thinking y'all want to be Instagram models and shit. Y'all got people in y'all DMs and cash apping y'all, and and I'm taking you out on a date for the honor and privilege of spending money on you, like Roger said earlier. Like it's I mean, take this perspective from men. If you go around listening to some ugly bitch talk to you about what men want and what men think, it's not gonna be a good outcome.
Women are crazy. I told my aunt, I think last month, I told her, because they was, my aunt and my cousin was talking about men taking them on dates, and she would like, you got to take me on a great date, and da-da. And I said, I don't see we was drinking. I was like, I don't see what all this is about. Pussy costs $40. That's a 2 for $20 at Applebee's and a drink. And and they was looking at me like I was crazy.
This nigga here, cuz.
Like, like real talk. Why would I take you out to a steakhouse where I'm gonna spend $120 on just your plate? Right? I'm gonna spend $120 on just your plates, and I don't even know if I like you. What is the point of that? Right? I'm trying to impress you to get in your pants, bitch. The pussy might be terrible. I might stick my dick in you. You might, oh, ah, ah. Oh, let me just get the hole. Let me, Now I'm mad. I spent $120 on you. But if we went and got that 2 for $20 at Applebee's, and you was, well, you know what, bitch? Yeah, you have a good night. You have a good night. I'm gonna walk
You
away.
invested so much within the expectations, right?
Yeah, you know, 100, nigga, bitch. You had lobster tonight, nigga. I need to see what the bottom of your throat look like.
This pussy supposed to be dynamite, ho. What the fuck you doing?
Yeah,
Bitches run around here talking about my cookie.
they be laying
Nigga,
on
all
their
I
back
see is
like
crumbs. You got a bunch of kids, bitch.
they on their backs like starfish while you trying to sit up there and pump. Oh, this pussy good, But see, I ain't never had that problem. I have some shit that'll make them move a little different. Like, oh shit. But like lay there like a starfish. You want to? You gonna start squeezing your hands?
Like,
Nigga,
bitch,
for
my nigga's finna jar you, bitch. Hold up.
now I've never spent that much on it. I ain't never taken no broad to a steakhouse that I ain't never fucked before, right? But I feel like if I took a broad on the first date to a steakhouse, it's a $200 bill. When we get back to the crib, she should just be climbing on the mattress and pulling her panties down, bent over.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Hey, are you ready? Okay, cool.
oh, please believe. Please believe.
Oh, here go Inference Skills again. Ever the entertainer. He says, at Indigenous TV, who we date won't change or stop the media from attacking our image, nor does it stop black feminists from delegitimizing black fatherhood. These are short term individual fixes.
Oh, so is that a dude? What the fuck? I mean, is that a look, okay, you know what? Perhaps you shouldn't be asking these days and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get in no motherfucking trouble. My bad.
I, at this point,
Long
black
live
men should
Chappelle.
be pursuing happiness just like black women are pursuing happiness. Black women's happiness has them alone with a bunch of kids by multiple niggas. They're happy. They're content. They're independent. Good for you. Black men's happiness should be going to go get any woman that's going to cooperate and not get in problem. If that's a white woman, if that's a Latino woman, a bitch that they ordered in the mail, I don't give a fuck who it is. As long as them niggas is happy, black women shouldn't have shit to say about the shit.
And if KS is endorsing SYSBM, I mean, you ain't got to take his word for it. Ask Ayanna Van Zant, ask Rebecca Lynn Pope, and
Wait a minute.
ask April Mason.
What did Ayanna say?
Ayanna say that these bitches, just basically, these bitches are impossible to fix.
Oh,
I can't
wow.
fix your life. I mean, she still tried to, do the whole I'm a black woman thing and all the other stuff, but it was like, y'all crazy.
Now look, the
So,
queen of
so
foolish.
This
she
happened a few
doubled
months
back.
back.
Then
She
this
doubled
the
back on
done
her
deal.
old. She doubled back on her old mentality of you just take it and suffer,
Yeah, she's like, these bitches are crazy. And this is like Rebecca Lynn Pope, these bitches are crazy. April Mason, these bitches are crazy. Now you got people like Celebrity D, who's been pointing this shit out forever. You know, now everything that Celebrity D has been saying is is confirmed. everything that people like Shalakimia Moffat, shout out to her, is saying. She's real big on Facebook. She has a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah,
That
sister
shit's
righteous.
confirmed. Like y'all just
Mm.
can't be helped, and then y'all want to sit up here and because of your dissatisfaction for us realizing the truth and waking up to this shit, now y'all want to declare war in the womb. You know why? Because those black men can't talk.
As opposed to fixing it, as
Yeah, as
opposed to
opposed to
just
Well,
fixing it.
fixing the issue and okay, receive how people say they receive you, and see if you can see it as well.
well,
Hmm.
we live in an era where really these women have the illusion of they don't need men, and the good thing about KS is that nigga showing them, nah, bitch, not quite, because it's a lot of these brides out here talking about they getting money and traveling, but they are not talking about how when they retire they don't have shit.
Yeah, they're not happy. They doing all this shit now because it's easy for them to put up the show, and most of the things that they deal with is for show, illusion, and shit. So it's like all right, live that fake ass happy life. Yeah, you
Hmm.
happy, but that ain't real happiness because it's non lasting, and you got to
And
pay
and then
for it,
like you
bitch.
gotta if you gotta sit there and convince yourself
Yeah,
of this in front of folks, then it ain't real. I don't have to sit there and convince myself of anything. You know.
Fact.
Yeah. But yeah, man. This some terrible shit going on out here, and the thing is with us black men is that because of this, we have a lot of young males out here who are afraid to affirm themselves because it might hurt their single mother's feelings, or it might hurt the overall collective of women's feelings, and that's the one thing. Like, well, that's one of the things that is wrong, is that you willingly give up your power out of fear of of backlash from the opposite sex. It's not, if you're innocent and you're doing the right thing, there's really nothing to fear. There really isn't. But for those of you out there that really believe the ridiculousness that black men should not have these conversations to assert some kind of power, and then we really don't have the same goals. We're not on the same side. So anyway, yeah, Cam Rob, they say F these women's feelings. Yeah, F any of these people's feelings. It ain't about feelings. It's about fact, and it's about solutions.
hey yo,
So
I'm gonna leave off on this.
yeah, I was about to get. It's about 3 hours. I was about to get in the final statement, so we can start with your final statement.
Respect, respect. Thanks for the hospitality. Thanks for the sharpening, brothers. Long live the habitual line steppers. You know what I mean?
Long live.
When it comes to the whole power thing, and those who are accusing black men of having a lack of power, I want to know what their current definition of power is, if they understand the means of how it was acquired, and would they approve of black men, what I'm saying, achieving that type of power. If that is how they define power outside of viewing it in the possession of what black men or with anyone else, all right, can black men have that type of power and ergo gaining your respect? Because obviously those other sources got your respect. That's all I want to know. How power is defined in the mind of a black woman, in lieu of eventually, respecting the black man in genuineness. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. I'll see y'all in the YouTube streets. Holla.
All right, and I said earlier. Thank you, Rogish, by the way. And I said earlier, do not time infantry skills out. I mean, yeah, a couple people might have came in later, but I definitely said do not time him out. So infantry skills. Although I agree with a lot of the bullshit that you're saying right now, it is not my intention for you to be timed out. All right, so go ahead, Donnie.
Nah, I don't really have any final statements. Just a joy to be up here. Long live the habitual line steppers. Show, take it and run, cat.
Yeah, yeah, Donnie, and yeah, that is a good enough final statement for me. So, yeah, that one counts. But look at this, man. Look, A lot of y'all having this power conversation just to spite motherfuckers that you couldn't that you can get total and unadulterated cooperation with. You know, some of y'all say that black men don't have power because you're throwing a hissy fit. And I don't care about your little stupid hissy fit. The problem is that you're being completely unrealistic and you're not acknowledging a lot of the facts about the actual plight of black men and the seeking of the solutions that will get us away from that plight. And a lot of that stuff does have to do with the opposite sex. A lot of that stuff has to do with the males as well. But we will continue to fight to reintroduce common sense to a lot of these narratives. And that within itself is empowering. The ability to not be afraid to say the right things, no matter how it may hurt people's feelings. And that's the principle of being brutally honest right there. It's not doing things because you feel as if it's going to it's going to make people feel comfortable. It's saying things in order to get the job done. It's doing things in order to get the job done. And I do agree with those principles. But purposely depowering people and then saying they don't have any power, that's nonsense. And you will be called out on this side about that. So anyway, gentlemen, don't let anybody take your power away from you. And don't let anybody talk you out of your power or out of your game or anything like that. Because if you give up your power willingly, that is your motherfucking fault. As for females saying these men don't have any power, tell them to learn how to raise a son. And then talk to you. Outside of that, that's it for this program. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you definitely for the support, for the super chats that I do receive during these broadcasts. Thank you for the likes and even for the dislikes that I received tonight. But hey, I'm sorry. The truth is the truth. Fact is fact. And there's nothing I can do to change that. I can only talk to you about the shit. So that's it. We've had a power conversation. If y'all open to have another power conversation, hell, I'll do that in the future. And you know, I'll try to come with some information that might actually help you succeed financially. You know, outside of hey, here's this job application, get a goddamn job. So anyway, this is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Definitely long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. Till the next time.